was talking about using a laptop way back when, in like the
Huh.
80s.
Really?
Yeah, maybe it was the 90s. I don't know. When did he play chess against the computers? Whenever that was.
I don't. I have no idea.
Do you remember that though? When like they would have they were designing computers to play chess.
Let's
And
see.
they would take on like
Play
Kasparov and I think Bobby Fischer. I think
computer.
might have played him at one point before he lost his mind.
Let's see. It looks like he didn't played it in like the chess computer was 1985. No, development began
Yeah.
in 1985.
So like late 80s, early 90s,
It
somewhere
played
in
its
that area, I
first.
would imagine.
In 1996 is when it played its first game person.
Oh shit! For some reason
So
I
it was
thought that all
started
happened
in
like back in the
yeah.
80s.
Well, they had laptops, I assume, because they were start at 1985 is when they started creating the program to play against Kasparov.
Gotcha.
At first, it was like chip test, then it was deep thought, and then it was deep blue. In 1989, they changed it, and then it played the first world champion in a six-game match in 1996, where it lost 4 games to 2.
Yeah, like one. I think it won one time.
Yeah.
Because Kasparov would get freaked out by it. Like it would do some crazy move he wasn't expecting, and then Kasparov would like kind of doubt himself. He's like, "All right, is he
Oh
either setting
yeah.
something up,
am I
or
am I about to get
just make a
hosed?
grievous
Am I falling
mistake?"
for some shit, or is this just that fucking stupid? Like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is the computer would have trouble sometimes and it would just do a fucking random move if it couldn't figure out what the best way to fucking proceed was.
Oh, it would like
So
the logic would
so
just
it
be
would
like
yeah.
boop out the fucking window.
It would freak Kasparov out. He'd be like, all right, fuck. I mean it's a computer, so like is it doing something I'm not aware of that nobody's ever thought of? Or turns out it really was just the computer was like, I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna fucking do some random shit.
Well, and didn't he get lucky to play when they could still beat computers? you know,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
because I'm sure like he
Yeah,
beat the computer in
that's what we're talking
'96.
about was like,
I bet you by 2006 nobody can beat the computer anymore. Like.
yeah, yeah. It seems like it would be next to impossible. Like you might get a draw,
Hmm.
that's like the best you could hope for.
Isn't it really really hard to get a draw in chess though?
Well, I mean, it's you mean you're, I think you're thinking more of a stalemate than a draw. I
Mm.
mean, both sides just decide to call it a draw at a certain point.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because it'll happen in chess games apparently a lot. Like nowadays, they'll be like 6 moves in, they're like, all right, let's call it a draw. Like we already know this is gonna end up fucking stupid.
Mm.
So yeah, nowadays it happens a lot. Like seriously, less than 10 moves in, they're like, all right, let's call it a draw.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
so weird to me. I'd never heard of that.
yeah, apparently, yeah, that's what's going on nowadays. Although, yeah, oh shit, are we live or no?
We are live. I did go
Okay,
live, and we are coming through. I checked the volume, so we're good.
right on. Yeah, so basically, I guess. Oh shit! Did you hear about the? I can't remember if we had talked about the whole chess cheating scandal that happened recently. I'm guessing we didn't.
Oh yeah, we talked about it a bunch
Yeah,
because
the
there was
anal
a whole
beads,
like
right?
accusation that the dude was using a fucking like
Yeah, vibrating anal
Wi-Fi
beads.
anal beads or some shit.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I remember thinking like there had to be a way that didn't involve stuffing shit up your ass
I'm kind
to
of wondering if
verify
that's
it.
not like a Richard Gere thing, where like yeah, he's been accused of cheating, but somewhere along the way, this fucking ridiculous thing got attached to it, and now nobody will let
Yeah.
it die because it's too funny.
Yeah, the dribble in the ass thing.
That's what
God
I'm
damn, that
thinking.
was
Yeah.
fucking great. Yeah, that's right. I think yeah, they did a Family Guy bit about it. Because they're like, yeah, it was supposed to be Richard Gere. Because you'll never guess where I'm hiding it. And he's like, I know where it is. It's in your butt.
It's in your butt. Yeah, poor Richard Gere. And if you ever watch any of the old movies with like Richard Gere in them, he's actually a pretty good actor. So it's not like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
not
Yeah,
like he deserved
good.
that flack, you know? It's just fucking.
Yeah, it is so bizarre.
One
man.
day, everybody knew that he put a gerbil in his ass and injected it with cocaine.
I feel like that was one of the first. Well, was that before the internet? No, it was like at the around the very beginning of the internet, right?
Yeah, around about the same
Like
time
the
as the
internet.
beginning, yeah.
Yeah, back in the 56K modem days, fucking dial up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Yeah, yeah. You young fuckers don't remember that shit. Having to load a web page and having to go
Oh,
fucking
God.
smoke a cigarette and get something to drink, take a piss.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come back, page might be loaded by then.
And the number of fucking pedophiles that were all over the chat rooms trying to fucking chat you up if you were a kid.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, because I think, I was already a teenager, I think. I think I was like about 16,
Oh.
15, 16 by the time I got
I didn't get into like the weird fucking talk dirty with people thing over the internet. Because
Yeah,
I just
never did
assumed
either.
it was 100% guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Because
would
nobody's
imagine a
changing
vast
pictures. There was no
majority of
video
them.
at the time, nor was there really any way to even exchange pictures. So like you like just you just instinctively knew. I think at least I did, which is like
Yeah.
this is 100% dudes. There are no chicks in
Yeah.
any of these conversations.
Yeah, well, if there were, they were probably not anything remotely hot. Like, they were just fucking nerdy chicks.
Yeah, because it's not like those girls couldn't just like go up to some dude and be like, "Put your penis inside me," and be like, "Get laid." You know, that's all it takes for your girl.
Indeed. You don't even have to be particularly attractive, dude.
No,
have
you
to
literally
have
just
a
walk up to
vagina.
dudes and be like, "You want to bang? You want to bang?" And like by like 2 or 3 in, you're probably gonna get one that says yes if it's not the first one.
Yeah. 90% of the time, it'll be the first one.
Yeah. Most of the time, it'll be the first one you ask, but even if you have to ask more than one, it's not going to be that many.
Yeah, the odds of it going past 3 guys is like astronomically low.
Very low,
percentage.
very low. Like fucking, I was at, and this is before I got really badly overweight. A fucking Salvation Army store. And this house-sized black woman behind the counter was just like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" And everybody played it off like it was a funny joke. And she was like aggressive and rude and grotesque. It was fucking disturbing.
Wow.
And I'm just like, no, like that's not at all what I'm interested in. Like,
Wait, was she worked there, or she was
yeah,
just
she was the
there?
fucking cat. She was the lady that checked us out.
What the fuck, dude?
The entire time I was there, she like harassed me sexually. Definitely. Yeah, I don't piss and moan
Well, I
about it
guess.
because I don't fucking care because I'm not a
Right.
giant pussy.
Yeah, that is the conceit, I guess, of fucking. Even if you're discussing fucking land whale of a woman.
Apparently, everybody's
still
just
have a
totally
reasonable
okay with you
expectation.
being like, "Hey, do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? Let's fuck. Come on, let's take you in the back room. We'll get it done." Blah 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 blah. And it was just like, first of all, logistically, I didn't know if it was possible.
Right.
Because I'm like an average dude, around 6 inches. I've never measured, but I mean, it's pretty easy to tell you're like right around that average area. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure I could
I
get
like to say-
into anything that wouldn't just be like leg skin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting folds.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
I
that
could
bitch
get
hasn't
into
seen her pussy
the
since she was
actual
like fucking 6
the
years
actual
old.
pocket. You know, I don't know if that would have been possible logistically, or if I would not have at that point just be throwing up all over her back. I don't know. You know, like she was cartoonishly large. Like if you had taken that stool she was on and put another stool all the way around it, like just a bunch of other stools in a big circle of stools, she still would have spilled out past the edges. Oh no, did Detroit go quiet again? No, what's going on, man? We lost Deitois. Maybe he's lighting up a cigarette or some shit. Oh, is there anybody in the chat? Let me take a quick look. I don't think so. No, nobody's in the chat. Bummer. Oh, look at that dog. So fucking adorable. Dang, what should I do? Maybe the FBI snuck into Deitois' house and muted his computer to slay him for his anti-government sentiments. We're all gonna go to hell. I wonder who else would be in hell if we went to hell. I imagine most of the genuinely interesting and cool people probably would end up in hell. If hell was a real thing. Which I'm fair to middling certain it's not. To mixed reviews based on those who have supposedly died and returned to life. No, what's going on? Alright, let's see. Oh, he's having a connection issue. Oh, that's a bummer.
Nice, dude.
Maybe he'll come back, maybe not.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, the internet just fucking cut out for some fucking reason. So I thought Discord was like giving me, I don't know if it, like sometimes when you log into Discord, it's like, hey, did you know that this is happening? And hey, guess what's new with Discord? Like that bullshit. I thought that's what was happening, and I'm like, you took me off of the fucking... And then I'm like, oh, okay, there's no connection. All right.
No! Suddenly there's just like no conversation, and you're like, well, did he just get kind of confused and high again?
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
No!
What the hell?
Oh, dude, so, I know you usually probably don't follow any of the things I put up too carefully, but that Wendell and Wild thing from Netflix,
Yeah.
holy fucking shit! That was the most racist thing I've ever fucking seen in my life, and it was unabashedly racist, so incredibly.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, dude. I fucking haven't been on Netflix in forever, though.
Oh man. So the basis for the story is that this girl is like 4 years old, 8 years old, really young kid, like under 10, and she's in the car with her parents, and she screams because there's some worm in her apple, and then her parents end up driving off the bridge and dying because they're in a river, and the parents, even though the mom gets out of the seat and puts the little girl out the window so she can swim out, she doesn't make it all the way to the top because she can't apparently swim that well. And neither of the parents can swim out of the car, so they both drown. Which is not at all. Which is not at all.
They're genetically incapable of swimming.
Which is not at all.
Knows that.
Incredibly fucking racist right there. But wait, there's more. Oh no. So let's see. There's there's a food cart that pops up occasionally. That's a falafel cart, and it's always got this stereotypical fucking Arabian dude in there.
Oh, wow.
Because then it goes to these two demons who eventually this girl can get the ability to summon from hell. And these two demons are the most stereotypical lazy slave on a plantation represent like literally they're living on the head of another demon, and their job is to grow hair on it. And
All
they
right.
just portray them as like black lazy slaves. Even like the way they
Jesus
look
Christ,
is like
dude.
straight out of a minstrel fucking show. You know, because there's the fat one and the skinny one, and they're both like the big lips and everything. It's fucking ridiculous.
God damn, dude.
Dude. And then it's, at one point you get introduced to an Asian schoolmaster whose only trait through the whole fucking movie is he's really greedy and sneaky about getting
Wow.
money
All right.
to run the school that's supposed to help troubled girls. Even to the
Jesus.
point where he gets murdered and the demons bring him back to life, and he's still trying to get sneaky to get money from the people that killed him.
All right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You're like, and this is like 15 minutes into the movie. It just keeps getting worse. Oh man. It's just, I don't know if it was intentionally made to be racist, or if that's just the left is so racist at this point that they don't even
Yeah.
recognize it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I
I'm
watched
wondering
that
if.
shit. And
Yeah. Well, I think we all recognize that the alleged tolerant left are incredibly fucking low key racist. Who's gonna pick our fucking berries? Who's gonna pick the fucking cotton? Who's gonna clean my house? Like, wow. So all these fucking people are just here to fucking be your servants? That's not
yeah,
racist at all.
yeah, it was
So
it was
yeah,
pretty bad. Yeah, I
yeah,
would definitely. It's hilarious to watch because it's just a terrible movie. Like for no
right,
reason at oh my god. So the reason the girl can summon demons is she's a hell maiden. This is never
all
explained in
right.
the movie. What a hell maiden
Other
is
than
or
to
why it
say,
exists. It's just there, and it makes you magic. Um,
okay,
and the school that the headmaster runs is like a Catholic school kind of thing. So there's all the nuns and everything. And
right,
inevitably the girl is black. So there's a black nun who is also a hell maiden named, and I shit you not, Helly. Helly the Hell Maiden. And that's never
wow.
addressed. Like,
Yeah, like what is Helly the short for? Is it literally just
it's just her
the
name.
the catchy name for hell,
They
or is
they
it
don't ever
Helena
explain it
or
anything to do with her other than just her name is Helly and she's a Hell Maiden. And she's there to like oh it just the whole thing is it's a travesty of awful fucking writing. Like at the end, everybody just goes after these fucking bulldozers and tears them apart, basically, and you're like, uh, that's that person just kicked through a steel fucking cage. How the fuck? Like,
the power of hell, dude?
yeah, it's yeah. None of it is ever explained. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, I was thinking at first that it was um, maybe Netflix is like, well, they didn't like the woke shit, so let's go the complete opposite direction and
Oh,
just be super fucking stereotypical and racist or something. But the bad writing tells me it's probably a leftist fucking again low key racist that wrote it.
oh yeah. Well, there's like characters in there that like go off on weird tangents about being transgender and stuff for no reason. Like it doesn't actually serve any sort of plot point. So
Yeah, they're like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a transgender female.
yeah, so like making that part of the story doesn't really like there's no reason to bring it up other than just to be like, hey, look, this is our token tranny in the show. You know, like you're like, all right,
Yeah, you got to be representative.
yeah. If there's a reason for that person to be trans, or a reason that is some sort of necessary thing for the audience to know, then it makes sense to bring it up. Like, go ahead and put a transgender character in the show or the movie, But unless there's a specific reason to bring into play that aspect of that person, you're better off not mentioning it in general. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like there's no need to be like, oh, that's my gay best friend. If it's like the chick has a gay best friend in a movie, like feel free to make that character in every way, shape, or form discernibly gay, just from inference. But you don't need to just say it unless
Right.
that comes into play. Like at some point, the boyfriend accuses her of cheating with him, and she throws that in his face, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
maybe it turns out that he seems really, really gay, but he's actually not, and he ends up like raping the girl. You know, like you could make all sorts of weird, crazy shit happen with that, like
Right.
bringing that kind of thing
Right.
into there without actually ever having to say, you know,
Yeah. They're
the
actually gay or whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Or trans. Whatever. The fuck.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's no reason not to put inclusive characters in there. It just there's no reason to make them a focal point and waste like 5 minutes of the movie on stuff that has no real payoff or involvement with the main storyline anyway. Like it's not even a B
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just throwing it in just for the fuck of it, basically. Just to prove how woke you are.
Yeah, it's like if you're watching, and here's a dated reference, Back to the Future,
All
right?
right.
And the main storyline is he has to go back and get his parents back together. But like the B storyline, the one that's also almost there, is also, you know, the main character is super impetuous and can't back down from a fight or a challenge, even when it's dumb as fuck to take it up anyway. And then by the end of the movie, he's learned, oh, I don't always have to just get into a fight. Sometimes it's better
Yeah.
to not fight. And you're like, oh, he's learned to control his impetuous nature. That's
Yeah.
also part of, like, and then so then it makes sense that all that other stuff was in the movie because it paid off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That
But no,
show's,
just throw it in there, dude.
yeah.
Fucking
There's
weird.
a lot of really bad movies, but then you know, like there's the occasional good movie out there. But they're all independent. I've finally just given up on trying to watch like mainstream flicks, and I'm just watching
Yeah.
like weird independent shit. Like there's a movie I've been
Yeah. I
watching
get
in little bits and pieces. It's a documentary about a guy who went over to some other country to smuggle Pez dispensers into the country, into the U.S. to sell for like a fucking millions of dollars.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was a fictional movie until I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and I'm like, wait, this is real? Like this this guy is not an actor. This is a real person. Oh,
Wow.
I
That's
can't.
fucking nuts.
I don't know what you're doing, but it is really loud.
Oh, sorry. Okay. There, I'm done.
Uh, but it was like you would think that like, oh, this guy ended up getting all sorts of legal issues because he was going over into like I think it was Slovenia or something like that, buying a bunch of fucking Pez dispensers from a Pez factory, and then taking them back into the U.S. where they were apparently illegal. Which didn't make any sense to me because he didn't steal them at any given point, and why
Yeah.
should?
Yeah.
Because the whole deal is Pez in the United States has its own Pez distributor, and that guy runs everything in the United States. Nothing can come in from anywhere else other than from that company into like according to them. And then this other company does Pez for the rest of the world. Right? So
All
there's
right.
two separate entities, and nary the two shall meet. Like the U.S. one can't send Pez dispensers to other countries; they can't send them to the U.S. And that's fine. They get
That's a
to make
real
that
thing.
contract. That's a real thing, but it's a contract
Right.
between those
Right.
two companies. So this dude
Yeah.
goes to
Yeah.
there and he just buys a bunch of them from one company and brings them back himself. How is that illegal? Pez dispensers in and of
Yeah.
themselves are not illegal, and he's under no contractual obligation to any company whatsoever. Why would he
Yeah.
not be allowed to bring those in? Like, why would that be an actual crime in the U.S.? But apparently it is. So
that's
it's kind of
fucking nuts,
ridiculous.
dude.
Like
Yeah, it
he's
would
not
be
even
different
representing himself
if
as
one of
selling
those
something that he's not.
companies-
It's not like they're fake Pez
Yeah.
dispensers, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It would it'd be one thing if it was one of those two companies that was,
Yeah, if he worked
limited
for one
on
of those two
selling to the
companies,
U.S.
I could
versus
see
rest
how
of the
that would
world.
violate the law. Yeah, he's violating the
Or at least the
contract and
contract.
defrauding
Yeah,
one or the other
yeah.
companies.
Right, yeah. But yeah, that's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, it didn't make
He
any
got like
sense to me as to
arrested
why that
for
would
it?
be.
Like it's an actual
I
crime?
haven't gotten so far as to find out what eventually happens, because it's really hard to watch for some reason. Every source I find it on, it freezes every like 30 seconds to a minute, so I'm getting a little bit at a time, slowly loading up.
Right, right.
But
That's fucking weird, dude.
from what I gather, at some point it became like a customs issue. Like a smuggling customs issue, and he got in a lot of trouble and lost a bunch of money or something. I don't see why a company in the U.S. should be able to determine what you are and aren't legally allowed to bring into the United States and sell yourself. Like, unless he was at some point representing himself as a Pez company representative, selling them from the company, it's nothing to do with them.
Yeah,
Like, it's none of their fucking concern. That'd be like Ford being like, you're not allowed to go over to Europe and pick up a Ford van from over there and have it shipped to the United States and then sell it to somebody over here. It's like it's not really up to Ford.
Fucking
Like,
weird. So, like, let's say he only brought back like 10 of them. Would he still be getting arrested? Like, I assume the volume is what's making it illegal somehow.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, because he was going over there with like giant duffel bags and bringing like thousands and thousands of them back over. Because there were, there's a lot of people that like collect weird shit, and so there's people that collect Pez, and they're willing to pay a premium for the ones that they can't get normally.
Yeah.
So he was selling
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I knew a chick that collected Pez dispensers.
Yeah, and if you're a collector, right? Like you're in the United States, you collect Pez. If you go and buy a bunch of the European Pez by traveling to Europe to go buy them, are you violating customs then? Because you're under no obligation to either company, like to not buy them from one or the other. Like, that's bizarre. Like, you've made no contract.
Very strange.
Yeah, is that smuggling? Even if you're not going to sell them to anyone else, if you're just going to keep them, like, I don't. That part of it blew my mind as to why that would ever even be anything to do with customs.
Yeah, it's bizarre, dude.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you a little idea of how bad government overreach has gotten, where they're like enforcing corporate fucking laws for no fucking reason. Like, there's no reason that some corporate contract between two random companies should be legally enforceable on everyone in the fucking world by a law enforcement agency. That's dumb as shit, because none of us voted for either of those companies to make that law.
Yeah. It's fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah, it is. Oh, man. Oh, Steven Crowder got banned from fucking YouTube. Just in time for the November elections. I bet you they won't let him back on until after the November elections.
Yeah. It'll be like a 2-week ban. So
Yeah.
Be there for the fucking election.
They'll eventually they'll have to let him back on because he hasn't violated any of their terms of service. Because they keep basically banning him for misinformation, even though literally he's just quoting facts from other sources that are like pretty unimpeachable.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not like him, but he's not saying anything that's not true.
Yeah, I definitely don't like him, but he doesn't fucking deserve to be fucking.
Yeah, and you may not agree with his conclusions. Yeah, you may not agree with his conclusions based on the information that he's giving. But again, at the end of the day, nothing he's saying is a lie, and he doesn't ever pretend that his conclusions are factual.
Yeah.
He's very clear between, like, this is a fact and this is my opinion on it, so. Yeah, it's hard to bust somebody for something if they're just not doing anything wrong. Very meticulously not doing anything wrong.
Not for YouTube.
Yeah, no, and then the other thing is, I like how YouTube can just give you a strike, but not have to tell you what you did or said that was wrong. Like, shouldn't they have to give you like a timestamp so you can literally see like this at 1 hour 4 minutes and 32 seconds to 1 hour 5 minutes and 36 seconds. This stretch of video is wrong and incorrect, and this is what you got to strike for, so that the person who's doing the creation of the video can just cut that part out if they want and put the video back up. Try to recoup some of their losses, because like for someone like you and I don't, I'd rather just delete the video. I'm not going to fucking try to figure out how to edit all that shit out like that. But for somebody who actually makes their living off of YouTube, it would probably be nice to be able to put that video back up and know that it's not going to get you banned from the fucking platform, and that even though you're not going to make anywhere near as much money as you would have had they not, fucked your original posting up, you're still going to at least recoup some of the fucking losses. Like, you'll make a little bit more money than you would have at least, than nothing at least. And that's genuinely kind of fucked up. Like, so it's nice to see that, like, some states like Florida and Texas, and I think now either one of the Carolinas or fucking Ohio or some random fucking state also is enabling people to start suing the companies for banning them and stuff like that. They have to actually provide justification to ban people from their platforms legally in those states. So, no idea how that'll affect it, and we'll have to see how far that goes in court when the first cases start happening. But it's good to know it's there as a potential, because you look right now, you can see the gun control across the board just fucking getting destroyed.
Yeah, but apparently you can just ignore what the fucking Supreme Court rules nowadays, so that's fun.
Yeah, oh yeah, but they're going faster and faster with the cases. The Supreme Court is having less and less patience with these guys. They're not waiting as long to just say, fuck it, that's not going to happen anymore. Like the ATF lost their ability to regulate frames and receivers, I guess. There was a whole thing where you could buy a gun that was like 80% built, where you'd only have to add a couple parts and then it became a whole gun. But until then, it wasn't a gun because it wasn't complete. Right. It wasn't fireable. And you could buy that through the mail and then, add the other parts when you got it through the mail. And it was basically a situation where the government really couldn't track or trace people purchasing weapons, which is as it should be.
Yeah, fucking A, dude.
So, it's one of those things where it's like the government should have no say in whatsoever in like whether you own a gun, plus no ability to keep any sort of log or list of people that own guns. That shouldn't be anything to do with them. That's creepy, weird, gross shit. And they're not legally allowed to, so as it turns out.
Yeah. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, it's nice to see all those things getting taken care of in the Supreme Court.
Although, just because something Supreme Court rules on something doesn't mean the next morning it's just in effect.
No, that's exactly what it means.
In New York that fucking said that shit, dude. I was like, are you fucking kidding? Dude.
No, that's exactly what it means.
Ridiculous fucking thing to say. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I think that's what it means.
Well, have you seen the gnashing and wailing over fucking Elon Musk firing the top brass at Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what any CEO incoming to a company that was failing is going to do. You're going to fire the top brass because inevitably shit rolls downhill. Everything that's wrong with that company that you just bought that wasn't making any money is going to be because of the people that ran that company. That's why you fire them.
They obviously weren't doing a good job.
Yeah, that's not even a political move. That's just a standard business practice. Do you want to be successful? Then you're going to fire these motherfuckers because they were obviously taking the company into fucking failure. So why on earth wouldn't you? I don't know, man. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
They actually think that these people can, sue Elon and, take a bunch of more money from him or something. It's like, no, just fire them. That's... I mean, it's all going to be in their
those
contract. Like, I'm
fucking
sure there's like a gold parachute for like 90% of those fucks. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, yeah,
Like, they're going to have some like really good severance deal. So even if he has every legitimate reason to fire them, it's still going to be a case. Oh, pardon me. I don't know why the fuck I'm suddenly getting this fucking like weird gassy thing going. Yeah, I'm sure he's losing a bunch of money just in general firing those people. But yeah, like anybody would do that in the same thing, and it's like you see both sides get ridiculous over it. Like the Republican crowd that thinks that Elon Musk is some sort of magical hero man who's gonna like save the world now.
yeah, that's bizarre, dude. Like, you're just planning on just making it profitable, right? Like, he's not trying to save the world here. Like,
Exactly.
he's trying to fucking make a profit off of this shit.
Listen, I put this on like a post that was talking about it with a bunch of people, and I just said, like, I mean, he's probably just gonna unban anybody who's banned for like political purposes.
Yeah.
And then like, it's real simple. Like, you just unban everybody that's banned for political purposes, change and adjust your policies so that the only thing people are getting banned for is when stuff is like illegal.
Yeah. He also said no lifetime bans. I don't know if you heard that. But he's like, even if there's going to be people needing to get banned for whatever reason, like, there's no lifetime bans.
Yeah, no lifetime bans, which is also a good thing, because if this is a public square, you can't get back on under that same name, so you won't have the same clout if you're doing shit that's really rude or inappropriate or whatever reason they decide, or technically illegal or something. But, you should be able to get back on under a different identity and still use this as a platform, because it's important that, you have access to the town square like every other motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous, dude.
And so it'll
really
just be a little
funny
more civil of a platform, to be honest, what I think.
Yeah. Although there were a lot of fucking people that apparently got online just say nigger a bunch of times on Twitter.
Oh, because they wanted to increase the prevalence of the word so that people would think that it had something to do with Elon Musk, like he somehow caused it.
Yeah, it was mostly leftists that were doing it. Yeah.
Dusting off.
So, yeah, I'm like, dude, you guys are fucking try-hard fucking idiots, dude.
That's hilarious.
All right, fuck, give me just a minute, dude. I gotta run somewhere. I'll be back in, like, hopefully less than a minute. Hold on.
No, the world is ending.
Damn it. Oh, it's down here now.
Thus the world is ended. Society falls apart. It's all Detroit's fault. Blame Detroit 2022. Let's see, what else is there going on in the world right now? Oh, apparently the Black Panther movie is coming out soon, and white people aren't supposed to see it. I was so baffled by that, because I wondered, like, why would anybody want to see that movie at all? What's left?
Okay. Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
Did you see the lady on, like, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever fucking dumb place?
Wait, which one specifically?
I don't know which social media it was on. It was like a video I saw on somebody else's video. So, that is, like, I don't know where the clip fucking came from. But,
Gotcha.
The whole deal is, you're not supposed to, what do you call it? Go watch the new Black Panther movie if you're a white person.
Oh, yeah. Wakanda Forever. Isn't it called, like, Wakanda Forever?
I don't know.
But they're like, oh, okay, so yeah. If you're white, they don't want you to watch it?
Yeah, if you're a white person, you're not allowed to watch the movie.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if they know this, but that's cutting out a sizable chunk of your potential audience.
Oh yeah, it's absolute nonsense.
Turns out there's still a lot more white people than black people in the country.
Well, also, like, why is only one group of people allowed to watch the movie? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's fucking... Yeah, of course, that's fucking ridiculous, dude. Well, I hope they get their wish then. I will honor your wishes and not watch your fucking movie. Unless I pirate it. Which I would never do. I mean, that's illegal from what I understand. It's fucking cold here today. Holy shit.
Oh, in Arizona?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, relatively cold. It's like in the mid-60s.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
what's...
like, yeah. It's like 0 degrees, you know, other places.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Oh, you got fucking Carrie Lake running in your state. You're lucky right now. It looks like she's gonna win, most likely.
Yeah, well, again, they've been stealing elections here for a while, so we'll see.
Wow. So there's a guy in this game that's clearly running an aimbot, and his username is Nigferb, Nigferb.
Nigferb.
Yeah. Overwatch 2 is got a fuck ton of hackers in it. It's like every game. It's pretty ridiculous. Like it's still kind of fun just because like the.
Okay.
You don't get what that's supposed to sound like? Or are we joking? I mean.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say.
I do that to people all the time when their thing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like,
this guy just knows right where I am. Yeah.
What a Nigferb, dude. To quote, slightly misquote, PewDiePie, what a Nigferb, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that's something to do with Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, most likely. Harry the Platypus and Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I got kids, dude. I got a reason to know that shit.
My sister watched that shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about the huge gap in age between you and your younger sister.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The show was kind of funny. The couple times I've seen little bits and pieces of it here and there, because like somebody's watching the show and you're walking by, you're gonna catch it a little bit here and there, and like the show is interesting in some respects, but it was like I don't know, not really my thing. Yeah. I thought the platypus bit was kind of funny.
Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz was like the only part about it that I like enjoyed really.
Yeah, that's really the dynamic between them. I was gonna say that's really the only part that was any good.
Yeah, because that Doofenshmirtz really is a great character, dude.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. I've seen that in enough fucking memes, man.
Yeah, because he was just a fucking, evil scientist who really wasn't all that evil, I guess.
Oh, this guy's definitely running an aimbot. Okay. Fucking... This dude did 2 hooks in a row. The character can only do 1, like, and then it takes like 10 seconds to fucking cool off. Or like 6 seconds, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
So literally, homie just walked up and went beep beep, did like 2 hooks. You at least one of the DPS, probably both, and the fucking tanker's definitely aimbotting. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, good for them. I hope they feel a sense of accomplishment.
I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
No, that's what I get. Like, you got to be a fucking psychopath to think you actually accomplished something by cheating to fucking win. I don't know.
And the sad
Way
thing
more.
is,
You know what I
homie
mean?
can't
Like,
play without the fucking aimbot. Like, I mean, if you got to use it, yeah, this dude's like literally running a toggle, or not that dude, the one on the screen right now, but the fucking the fucking Roadhog guy.
right.
That's all right. We're gonna take the match anyway.
That's funny. You can't even win.
Oh yeah, no, like, well, inevitably cheaters are not good players. Like, that's kind of why they use the
Yeah.
cheats, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
And a lot of
if
them
you
in
have
this
skill,
game will
why
have
would
like the whatchamacallit, the like the expensive titles that you have to buy. Because I don't know if you know this, but
right.
Overwatch 2 is a massive, massive cash grab.
I am not surprised by that fact.
Yeah, massive, massive
say
cash
that.
grab. In fact, parts of the way the game was done are actually illegal.
Wow. All right.
So they sell these battle passes now. So it's free to play. You don't have to pay anything to play the game. And but you can buy a battle pass, which will unlock certain special things.
Right. So it's free to play, pay to win, that kind of thing.
Yeah, free to play, pay to win. Well, not pay to win, but you get like all the tags and everything. And then
Okay.
so what is it?
Oh,
But in order to get, you can unlock all the stuff on the battle pass. But I think they did it. It would take something like
forever.
1,400 hours or something every month.
Yeah.
Or some crazy
okay.
fucking
Like
amount.
it would have to be all you do, basically. Like every waking moment would have to be you playing fucking Overwatch 2 to get it.
Yeah, basically, you would have to be paying Overwatch 2 basically 24/7. My team needs to fucking group up. They're fucking dumb. Like neither team is very good in its particular match. Like, I'm trying to stay with the fucking heals in the tank, but nobody else is. But yeah, it's one of those things where like, and then here was the thing that could have been potentially illegal. If you're selling a bundle, so if you're like, oh, I don't want to buy the bundle for like this character or whatever, you can't not sell the rest of it individually in some places.
Oh, wow.
So that was what happened as far as that goes. So they had to like adjust it so that you could purchase things. So, you know, it was one of those things. It's kind of funny in its own special way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's they had to fix that. And then what was the other thing that was going on? Oh, Jesus. I think this fucking Moira's an aimbot. Why would you use an aimbot? She didn't even need one. Like, the character naturally has one. Like, if you're even close to the hitbox with Moira, it just automatically counts. Like, it'll redirect your damage.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know why you would
Although,
need to use the
man.
aimbot on that. Like, you just have to be in the general direction of your enemy and you hit.
Yeah. But yeah, once you're locked into, I'm gonna cheat.
Oh yeah,
Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah, their tank, one of their DPS and their fucking other one was definitely running an aimbot. And you can tell because like it cycles like he's fucking playing the game. He just magically fucking like immediately flicked to somewhere that he wasn't visible on his screen and then and the shot and it was a headshot, perfect. You know, like
No.
oh my god! Or you can see like
There.
in the screen after they kill you, like it shows you like a little death cam, so you can see what happened, why you got killed, you know what you did
Right.
wrong, and you'll see their fucking reticle flicking between 2 or 3 different fucking characters.
Wow.
Like it's just clicking all over the
All
screen
right.
in like these weird stops, and it'll just stop in like different random places. and it's like it's bizarre that and they haven't done anything to fix it yet. Supposedly they're working on an anti-cheat because apparently when your game is so fucking bad because literally the cheats started before you put the game out. What did I get hit by? Oh, somebody must have had a fucking mine up there. A venom mine, damn. Yeah, you obviously there's going to be problems with your game if the cheats start before you've even released the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had aimbots in the fucking beta. The beta test already had them. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Wow.
Adjusting strategy.
Nice aimbot.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
To me.
What are you playing, sir?
I'm just playing Retro Bowl, the football. The old football.
The old
Tecmo Bowl
football.
style game.
Taking flight.
I'm doing the Overwatch 2. I do enjoy me a game occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, like 1 out of 10, you might actually get no cheaters. If you're
You know, even sometimes like the cheaters are bad, so you still win.
yeah. It's got to be pretty demoralizing for the cheaters. I can't even convince
You would
myself
think.
I'm good. Cheated and still lost.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that like.
Repositioning.
Hear you, dude. Just breaking off mid-sentence.
Sorry.
Totally.
I may have been shooting, so maybe I shouldn't play this game.
Fuck.
But yeah, I don't know. I've seen the funny part is the cheaters who like will fucking do shit like what do you call that thing where you like squat over the person?
Oh, the teabagging?
Teabagging, yeah, and it's like, but you didn't do anything like that. Just
Yeah, that is. Well,
that was
again,
a computer.
it's
You
psychopathic.
didn't accomplish anything. I don't understand the point of that. That's just kind of weird.
Yeah, well,
'Cause-
it's a psychopathic mindset, dude. Like even if you cheat, like, hey, I won, so I'm really good, even though I have no skill.
Yeah, I've never
And I just
teabagged
cheated.
anyone, even when I do really good and they do really bad, just because like I don't like what now. Okay, I won and now I'm a piece of shit. Like you win with a little grace. It's like I don't get on the fucking unless the cheating was really like everybody in the team was like, holy shit, this is ridiculous. I don't say anything. If they're, I'll be like, man, you really ought to like just spend some time and like try to learn how to play because you were really obviously hacking and you still lost.
Yeah, you still fucking suck.
Like you might want to consider like what you're doing with your time.
Ascending.
Yeah, maybe video games aren't for you, buddy.
Or maybe instead of spending all that money on a cheat, just go like watch some videos on how to play and change your playstyle. Like that's what I do. Like the new characters came out, I waited and somebody put out a guide, and so then I just tried practicing the way they showed how to play that character, and it was pretty cool.
Let's kick this. Hey. Going up.
Yeah, it's a learning thing.
All right. Yeah. So, anyways, dude. So my son's golden retriever puppy.
Oh no, the puppy,
Speaking of which, no.
the puppy.
Yeah. I will say this, dude. It's surprising how concerned I am about this little puppy's health. 'Cause he got like sick, or something, or maybe he ate something bad. But he had diarrhea for like fucking 3 days. And it was like the level of concern I had was like just slightly less than I had for like my infant son if he was sick.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're really
yeah.
attached to that dog. The way you talk to that dog is not like how you talk to a dog, as much as it is how you talk to like a baby that you raised from like.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I am talking to him like I expect him to answer.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty disturbing.
Like I think he understands what I'm saying on any level.
Okay, what the fuck? That does more damage than that. That's a lot of fucking damage. That guy and only took like fucking 15 points.
Scaling up. Not good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this match. There's really not a lot of point. There we go. Start another match. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste time on this game. It's distracting me too much. And it's just, I don't know, it kind of takes the fun away when you can't have any chance of winning because you got these people that are just running aimbots and cheats. Like, I just did the equivalent of like 400 points of damage in like one shot. Because this dude took like every one of my fucking mines that I shoot, which is, normally you're only going to get like 1 or 2 on somebody, and that does a pretty good amount of damage. You shoot like little sticky grenades, and then you have a laser that does like another few hundred damage, and it's like they just took it all straight to the face and took 15 points of damage in total. It's like, wow, that's less than 10% of what you should have taken, and we're in an enclosed room, so none of your healers can heal you from where you're at. What the fuck? Well, that's not really fun. I don't really see a point in that.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, well, they have a character that has because all the cheats that you could want are the ultimate abilities for some of the characters.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy with a machine gun called Soldier 76, and like he can run around, and he has a little, if you right click, he shoots a rocket that you get every like 10 seconds, and you have a little healing pad that'll heal you. But his ultimate ability is he just gets aimbot for like 6 seconds. Which,
wow.
In an FPS game, that's a long time. You kill, 4 or 5 people easily if you set yourself up right. And there's a guy named Hanzo who shoots a bow and arrow that does a lot of damage. You can shoot a sonic arrow that creates a little bit like a radar zone where if they're behind a wall, you can see them through the wall, and so can your team. So you can enable wall hacks essentially for like a short period, every like 12 seconds. So like you have all these things. You can even get invisibility with one of the characters and hack so that they can't use their special abilities for like a 5-second cooldown or something. And so anything you want to cheat with, like, it's in the game, which is kind of part of the fun of the game, is figuring out how to use those and work with other players and use their abilities like in combination and stuff like that. But when you got a team that's literally just like can't miss a single shot, they're not really taking any damage from anything, it's not a very fun match. It's kind of waste of time.
I hear you.
I want to enjoy the game, but I want to enjoy the game against like real players that are playing.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of robots. I think what they need to do in that game, if they're not going to put an anti-cheat in there, is do the system like Paladins. You can just leave a match and then go join another match. There's no penalty, and it just throws a bot in the game. And it's like, well, then the people that are hacking, like, they're just going to keep playing against bots because nobody's going to want to play against them.
Yeah.
So they'll just get all the games they want against robots, and then you just go play a game, and when it's a real game, stay in the game, win, lose, or draw. Because it's not like every game you lose is a fucking cheater. It's just and I don't think I was seeing hackers nearly as often in Paladins as I was in like Overwatch, but I maybe because I don't think the game's less popular even. Like I'm pretty sure they're on par. And I think it was just because, like, if you're hacking in Paladins, you're just going to be playing against a bunch of fucking robots, and no one just fucking, it's not going to be very fun.
Although, I don't know. They're probably still convincing themselves that they're great.
Oh yeah,
to
no,
beat a
no.
bunch
I'm
of
just
bots,
saying,
that's
like,
fucking rule.
it well, but it like not as many of them stayed in the game because I think they realized the difference between
Yeah,
bots and real
good
players
play and
eventually.
cheating. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, have you seen any of these? What is it? Solid JJ videos?
No.
Oh,
I have
it's
no idea
it's
what that is.
okay. So he makes videos out of panels from old school comics. Like from like the
Oh, okay.
60s and 70s and 50s and stuff. And
Like comic books, you mean, or like the Sunday comics type shit? Are we talking about comedians?
no. Comics like comic books. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
He takes
yeah.
these pictures out of old comic books, like sings panels from it, and then
All
he
right.
does like voiceover and little text on it, like so you can kind of like they're doing like dialogue with it, but it's not. So it's not quite animation, but it's like back and forth between different panels and stuff. So it like has a similar kind of feel to it. And what do you call it? They're fucking hilarious. Like they're great. They're little like comic skits that are like 2-3 minutes long usually. So it's you're not
Nice.
committing like 20 minutes for a fucking joke. You're just getting a quick little
Yeah.
comic bit. And he's got a great sense of
Nice.
humor. A lot of really funny shit. Like like the making fun of Aquaman kind of thing. But then they're looking at Hawkman, going like, wait. At least Aquaman has some uses. What the fuck do we have you here for, Hawkman? You just use a mace? Like,
You're kind of like Angel for the X-Men.
yeah, like, ooh, you have wings.
Yeah, dude, that was one of my favorite of the Pete Holmes skits, the X-Men, where it was Professor X just firing the X-Men, telling them how lame they were.
Uh,
He's like, so you fly. He's like, okay, but what else? He's like, uh, yeah. He's like, yeah, no, I fly. And he's like, yeah, but like, what else? And he's like, do you know how many other X-Men fly and do something else amazing? And he's like, it's not even like an internal power. You actually have giant bird wings.
God damn. Didn't they fucking make him like super godlike in in one of the movies? Where he was like flinging these razor sharp fucking feathers at everybody?
Yeah, well, in the comics, I think it was Apocalypse or who's no Apocalypse. I think is DC. Who am I thinking of? Fucking the really old mutant that had a lot of power that could make himself really big. God damn it! Is it Apocalypse? Hold on, now it's gonna fucking
Yeah,
bug
I
me.
don't remember.
But anyways, he actually transformed him. Yeah, just a fucking dumbass dude with fucking wings into like this this fucking. I'll have to take a picture. He went under the name Archangel at that time, but yeah, his wings were basically metal, and he could throw these fucking he could throw like these razor sharp fucking wing things, feather things or whatever, at people. I'll get a picture, see if I can show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that is something that would be like canon, I guess you would say.
Oh, that he would be able to fling out these razor sharp feathers that were like metal and hitting
Yeah.
everybody and like stabbing them and shit.
Yeah, he had changed him. It's bugging me now. There's two. There's Apocalypse. I'm pretty sure is EC, and they're kind of similar characters. But the one for uh, Marvel, I think it starts with an A. Maybe it's like Armageddon or something.
Armageddon sounds really familiar.
Yeah, like I can remember his original name, like when he was in like Egypt or something. It was like En Sabanur or something like that.
Yeah, anytime there's trouble, he runs away because he's He just says, Armageddon out of here.
Alright, Angel, blah, 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 publication. Experimental. Comic books, come on. Fuck! Tell me who fucking did it. Okay, yeah. Okay, come on, where's the Archangel shit? Secondary, filling factor, okay, whatever. Okay, Archangel. Oh, it was Apocalypse. Okay, Apocalypse was right. Yeah, that's right, there was a fucking movie, X-Men Apocalypse, right?
Yeah, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
In the movie, I think Angel got more power from Apocalypse.
Yeah, that
like
is
he
how it
became
was
an
in the comic.
agent of Apocalypse or something, and that's when he started shooting the feathers and all that shit.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
powered up.
that is what happened in the comics, at least. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just hadn't
Archangel.
seen it for so long. I'd forgotten the finer detail until you mentioned his name, and then I finally was like, "Oh yeah, X-Men Apocalypse. That was it. Oh, that was what happened."
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his Archangel, superhuman strength, stamina, and durability, razor sharp / poisonous feather projections, regenerative healing factor, which he had that on the as Angel too. I don't remember that. Okay, flight via metal wings. All right. Aerial adaptation. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's listed as his power, as one of his powers. Aerial adaptation.
It would have to mean. If it would mean
something with
anything,
flight
that you
and
would be able to
adapting.
suffer much, much colder temperatures and be able to handle much, much thinner air without getting like dizzy and losing, like being oxygen deprived.
All right.
So that would be my guess as to what that would be. Like I would just assume because that's like birds can stand much colder temperatures and like breathe much thinner air because they have to fly higher. And the higher you go,
right.
the thinner the air. So.
Yeah, we'll go with that, dude. That's cool.
Oh God!
Oh.
Did you see the Gundam thing about the fucking sissy pants barista?
Sissy Pants Barista.
He,
Is that the one that got busted stealing the credit card or whatever?
no. This is the one that was just crying and complaining in some sort of like video that they made and thought was a good idea to post on social media.
I don't think so.
So,
There's about one where a Starbucks employee got busted from stealing somebody's credit card, and the bitch confronted him at her job or whatever. Okay, but go ahead. Sorry, something else, obviously.
that actually sounds interesting, but that's not this one. Yeah, different one.
Right.
I thought it was really fucking funny because this little bitch is complaining about all the things that make jobs worth going to.
Right.
Like, I have to work on a weekend. It's like having weekdays off as your days off is so much better. You get
or
so
at
much
least
more
one.
done on a fucking Tuesday than on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can go see
Well, I prefer
doctors,
my
you can
ideal
go
situation-
watch movies, you can get into the stores and out real quick. Like, there's so much
Yeah.
more benefit to having days off on the weekdays.
Yeah. Well, I always preferred like a Sunday, Monday. Like if I could get a Sunday, Monday off.
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
ideal for
Friday,
me.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday is good. But even if you only get like Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
it's still better
Yeah.
than getting Saturday, Sunday because like you can go see a doctor, you can go watch movies when nobody's there, you can go to the store when nobody's there.
Yeah.
And you got to go to the
I
DMV
hear you.
like 1:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. That's the time to go to the fucking DMV. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so much better for you. So that's good. And then the people that get mad and yell at him, he couldn't handle that. And I'm like, but those are the funny guys. That's the guy you're going to make into a story later. That's the one you really sit back and just kind of enjoy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do? Oh no, they yelled at me. Big fucking deal. Like, yeah, I know that. Really, you should only have to work in retail for what, like a couple of weeks before you're just like, oh yeah, you're yelling. Well, I'll just stand here and wait while you finish yelling, and then when you're done, see where we'll go from there. All right. It's like there's no emotional involvement in that anymore. And then apparently he just cannot handle when they get slammed. And I'm like, that's my favorite part of any job because you
Yeah, the
know,
day goes by a
yeah,
million times faster.
exactly. Any like 8 hours feels like 5 minutes if you're working your ass off all day.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you feel really good about it at the end of the day because you're like, man, we kicked ass. We did a whole lot of shit, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because, yeah, like when I worked busting tires, like at Sears Auto Center or even when I worked at Costco, uh, when there was like, 10 cars all day and we were just standing around with our fucking thumb up our ass like half the day, that was the fucking worst. I hated that shit.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
day it made the
yeah,
day last for fucking ever. But if you got a steady stream of people coming, even if it feels like you're having a hard time keeping up with it, your day is
yeah.
just done so quick. You just don't feel it, like you just get lost in the work.
Mm.
You don't have to
Yeah,
really
you're not
sit
watching
and
the clock. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You're just getting the work done, and just zoned into what you're doing, and you're in like a rhythm. Man, it's really great. That's a fun groove to be in. That's what I like
mm.
about when I'm working in a
Yeah,
place that's
yeah.
busy.
Yeah,
Like,
unless you work with really funny people, like that helps. Like then you don't really
oh yeah,
care.
I mean,
Like,
it's still though,
yeah,
like, depends on the
yeah,
company
it still
too.
sucks.
Depends
Yeah,
on because like when I worked at Sears Automotive, if there were no cars, like, all right, well, let's clean everything up a little bit, and then we're done, right? Like once everything is like clean and there's nothing that needs to be like moved around or reorganized or refilled or anything. Because there's
right.
like a bunch of different kinds of tire weights, so you go fill those up on the fucking tire balancing machines and put a bunch of tire valve stems out on the fucking machines that pull the tires actually on and off the fucking rims, so you can put those, put new ones in as you change the guy's tire or whatever. But at a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
point, there's none of that left to do, so you just kind of hang around and just like sit around, do nothing. At Costco, just
Yeah.
keep mopping the floor over and over. Like you mop the floor 10 fucking times, fine. And it's just like at a certain point that's just dumb. Like you're wasting resources and our time, and now your employees just don't like being there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm serious. There were nights where we mopped the floor like 4 or 5 times in a fucking tire shop. Like of all the dumb shit to do.
Yeah. Right.
But that was Costco. That was a weird one. I think that was a weird company too. Like, cause they had all their car lifts didn't go all the way up, so they'd only go
Yeah.
until the tires were like 4 or 5 inches off the ground. So you had to like squat all day long over and over, which is terrible for your fucking knees. Like just murder on your knees by the end of the day. So that was a job I didn't mind only having for a couple of months before I just quit. But yep. I just thought that was funny that this little fucking special snowflake at Starbucks is super mad because it gets busy once in a while. The fucking
Right. Oh
shop.
my god. It is pretty fucking ridiculous.
Oh, what was the deal with that fucking car with the RV, the ATVs trying to get into it? What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah, yeah, I just saw that. It was, yeah, I
Just
guess
like
somewhere in
random thieves,
Pennsylvania.
or were they like trying to get him out because they thought he did something that they needed to pull him over for or something, or like?
Y- Yeah, I never got the backstory on it, dude. But holy shit, that's such a brazen, fucking insane thing to try to do on a public, like, you know what I mean? It's not even like it was some weird, like, fucking dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, well
Like
I
a
mean,
fucking road going into a town.
I've seen videos of that same shit with like motorcyclists chasing down cars and like pulling the people out and beating them up and shit. Like
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I've never seen it with ATVs until you posted that. But yeah, that's kind of terrifying,
Fucking
and
nuts,
kudos
right?
to him for not just hitting them.
Dude, I would have had a hard time not at least trying to, like, sideswipe them, dude, or
Yeah.
something, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, and they're
Yeah.
trying to get into the car and they're pounding on the window and shit. Like you're putting my safety at risk. I'm gonna fucking do whatever you got to. But unfortunately, I think that was in
Yeah.
like Oregon or something. I remember seeing something about it being like in Oregon or Washington, not Washington D.C., but the state Washington, and they're both unbelievably blue. So you probably don't have a right
Yeah.
to defend yourself there.
Yeah. You have your duty to retreat bullshit.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to retreat when they keep blocking him in? Like that's where I think that he should have just been able to like drive over whoever is in front or to the side, whatever he
Yeah.
feels is the more viable
Yeah.
option.
Yeah. If you got a fucking way out and they're blocking it, like you fucking, yeah, yeah, go for it. They obviously have bad intentions. So
Well,
yeah,
and there's
it's
like what
really
five or
fucking
four or five of them for one or two people in the car.
yeah.
I'm assuming it's like one or two people because usually that's about how many are in a car. There's not a lot of cars with like four people in it. And most of the time, I'd say like the most majority of cars in the U.S. are on the road with like one guy behind the wheel and that's it. But yeah. Oh man. Oh, I posted a link to one Steven Crowder episode where he's talking to a guy who runs like a funeral home in the UK. Jesus, I don't know what
Yeah.
car that is in the background, but it sounds like an airplane right in your fucking garage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an airplane, dude. It's an actual airplane.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Jesus.
Yeah, it's almost done.
But damn it, what was I saying?
Sorry.
Oh, he's talking to a doctor who's noticed a lot of really disturbing trends in the people that are dying. Like there's these weird fibrous growths in people's arteries, and all of them have recently been like vaccinated or had their booster.
Wow.
You know, and it's clear like there was this thing in their artery. It's most likely what killed them. Because, you know, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of the cause of death stuff is somewhat guesswork because, you know, it's hard to know exactly what it was that broke that camel's back in a lot of cases. But yeah, like, and some of these people are like in their 30s, like a lot of these people are apparently in like their 30s or like kids and shit.
Yeah.
They were even at some point trying to blame a bunch of fucking athletes having really weird mystery heart attacks on fucking in the middle of fucking matches on the whistles of the referees.
Wow.
Like somehow the
That's
shock
fucking
factor,
nuts.
yeah, was giving them a heart
Holy
attack.
shit, dude.
I mean, presumably they're professional athletes. This is, you know, what he's talking about. Presumably they've heard that whistle for most of their lives. And it hasn't had
Yeah,
that
you
effect
would
on them
think,
prior
yeah.
to now. It doesn't make any sense that it would suddenly give them a heart attack.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it's like when they're trying to blame video games for all the fucking kids that are dying from mystery, not vaccine related circumstances.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
all
a
that
13-year-old
shit.
having a fucking coronary incident because he's playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember that there was some dude that was a college football player. Like, yeah, no, my heart and everything were fine. Then like a week and a half after I get, or maybe not even that, less than a week I think, after he got the fucking vaccination, suddenly he's got fucking a heart condition.
Yeah, and that's happened to a lot of people. And it keeps getting worse. They were pointing out the statistic that like there's like 16% higher death rate now. So literally pre-vaccine,
Holy shit.
16% less death rate, including COVID. And this dude was saying flat out, this is not me saying it. This guy was saying that like a fuck ton of the people that they were claiming had died from COVID were just like cancer patients and terminally ill in some other way. Just nothing else, nothing whatsoever to do with
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah,
He got.
yeah. Well, you remember the one where the guy got in a car accident, and again, he was obviously died from the injuries and the accident, but because they tested him and he tested positive for COVID, they listed it as a COVID.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that car accident one, which is the most notorious. But, like, it's interesting to hear somebody who runs an actual funeral home to saying, like, no, this is, like, people that were homeless and had cancer and, like, incredibly old and stuff and had nothing to do with COVID isn't why they died. They died from completely unrelated diseases and issues with their health. But above his pay grade is people are reclassifying it as COVID deaths. So there really wasn't
Yeah,
any
yeah,
real increase in deaths when COVID started or when it was going, and it still is. And suddenly, and there's also no link whatsoever between COVID and cardiac disease. That's completely untrue. It does not give you any lasting heart damage of any kind. Any heart damage to start with, not much less that would last for any length of time.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
we know for a fact that the vaccines will make people's hearts swell on occasion for no reason, no discernible reason. And you're getting people that are they're trying to claim that the fibrous growths that are popping up
Right.
happened after the person died, that they're happening post-mortem.
Wow.
And I like the
All
guy's
right.
response to that. He's like, that doesn't happen. It's not possible. Like, like,
Yeah, that's fucking
and he's
nuts,
British too,
dude.
so it's more like that just doesn't happen. Like the fucking accent they got. Oh man, it was like he was offended, even though he was just relating a story.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, it's insulting.
Well, it's
That's
insulting as fuck to
possible.
tell somebody like him that that's what's going on. He's like, I've been in the funeral business for like 15 years. Bodies don't grow anything other than mold after they die because they're decomposing. You fucking quacks, like you lying sacks of shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Nope, the heart keeps growing.
It's like the
I think I.
oh no, these fibrous blocks in their arteries.
Yeah,
They're calling
yeah.
them
It's fucking crazy.
blood clots because they don't know what to call them, but they're not blood. It's just a
Yeah,
fibrous
yeah.
material that has just started randomly, spontaneously growing in their fucking arteries and shit. And it's the only relation between all the people that have it is that they were vaccinated or boosted within like a couple of weeks of it occurring and killing them.
Yeah, it was probably going to happen anyway. That thing that's never happened before and they don't know what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally not related to the vaccine.
Yeah, and it's not related to COVID because it didn't start happening until the vaccine, and COVID had been out for quite a while before then, so.
Yeah, yeah. So it's obviously the fucking. Yeah, I meant the vaccine. Sorry, I know I said COVID, but
Yeah, it's most likely the vaccine. That is the most likely thing. Hey, I fucking uninstalled this
yeah,
fucking game. That's weird. For some reason, Conan Exiles is reinstalled in my game, which it's like 80 fucking 8 gigabytes of space that it takes. And I uninstalled that motherfucker, so I'm like, I'm not real thrilled with that.
yeah. It's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, I'm not really okay with like computer to computer game thing actually putting on putting games back in my
Private to
fucking
like
computer
reinstall
system.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a whole game. It's not like oh, let's see the app cache. Trying to figure out where it's got the fucking files. It doesn't seem to want to let me, like, uninstall it. Oh, shit. Did I fucking tell you about the weird fucking debit card shit I got in the mail?
No.
Okay,
I
so
remember that, so no.
California is doing
What's
a
up?
round of inflation relief checks to a bunch of people. And the less you make, the
Wow.
more of a inflation relief check you get. But
Oh, okay.
instead of depositing it directly into my account, which they're supposed to do because I do my taxes every year and I always have the same account for like the last 15, 20 years. And I always get my taxes done like before like maybe like the 2nd or 3rd of February usually. Because I as soon as I get them in my hot little hands, I just go and they're so simple. I just go and do the fucking online little tax thing, and it's like boom, bang, done. Get your refund and never have to worry about an audit because you're not doing all sorts of bullshit claims or any of that kind of weird shit. You're not getting into any of that. And I always overpay, so I always get like about 1,000 or 1,500 back, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500, roughly. And, because, I always figure, I'd rather overpay a little bit on taxes and get a big fucking check at the end of the year than underpay the fuck out of taxes and owe a bunch of fucking money that I don't have right around, like, the end of the year or, like, right after Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they put it on a fucking pay card.
I used to do the same thing.
Yeah, they put it on a fucking pay card that you have to pay. Even if I want to, like, if I just activate the card and immediately go and transfer the money to my account, like direct deposit, like into my account from theirs, they get to take like $3.50 plus 3.5% of the total amount that I'm transferring. Yeah,
That makes sense.
But I can't call them and get it like mailed. I'm supposed to be able to call them at customer service and get it mailed to me as a check, but you can't go. There's no way to call their customer service. None of the numbers go to customer service.
Oh wow!
It's so fucking weird, and it's a legitimate thing because at first I was like, oh, this is just a scam. No, this is legitimately like they're supposed to give me a check. I can't figure out what it's supposed to be, like the amount. Because I see different numbers all over the place, anywhere from like $350 to like $700.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many checks that have been mailed out to people from like federal and from state and all that shit, so there's just like it's hard to figure out what is what on that respect.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think we've had like 2 from California and like 2 from the feds. And it just blows my mind because it's like what a scummy thing. And then on top of that, according to the law, this bank also gets access to your personal information if you open your account with the fucking card, and then they get to sell it to whoever they want just because.
Jesus Christ, dude! Wow.
And you cannot opt out of it.
Kickbacks and plus, again, if you're transferring it, your card at all. Like whatever bank is going to get that fucking $3.50, 3.5%, whatever. Yeah, that's some fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
that's probably why they did it the way they did. They're like, yeah, we could just mail you a check, but then the banks that
oh no, they were supposed to direct deposit it because the deal was if you paid your taxes on time and you used an account that you still have and none of that information has changed, it's supposed to just be directly deposited. All of which I did. And I know I did it because it's the way I do it every single year and have done it every single year for like 15 years. Like I just at one point was... Yeah, at one point I was just like, I'm not going to fuck around with taxes and wait anymore. I'm just going to get it the first chance I get. I'm going to get it done immediately. No questions, no weird shit. Just pay my taxes, get my fucking refund and call it a day. So it's real fucking bizarre.
That's why they did it that way.
Like, I have to open an account with some fucking bank in New York to get my fucking money. So
no, it's not even a local bank. That's fucking great.
Yeah, it's not, I can't drive down and get it out of the ATM. But even if I got it out of the ATM,
it's going to cost you.
It's going to cost me a bunch of money, and there's a maximum transaction amount of $600 at one time. So if if the amount of the check is $350, no big deal. But if the amount of the check is $700, then I got to pay a fee twice
Yeah.
because I'd have to do one,
Yeah.
and then you can never get all of the money out. So there's the system where it expires and then goes back to them. Whatever's left in the account just goes back to the state.
Dude, why can't they just do it? Like, once in a while, do something that doesn't fuck over the average person.
That's exactly my
I mean?
opinion on it. Yeah, it's like what? Just fucking one time, not fucking try to rape me.
Just once. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm kind of wondering how long until the fucking lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that is pretty fucking ridiculous, dude.
Oh, I can't be the
So
only one
blatant,
that's
dude.
pissed. Not even. There's no fucking way. I'm gonna work with my mom and see if she can't help figure it out because she used to work for a fucking bank, so she may have some
That's
insight.
right. She was like a higher up too, right?
Yeah, she was up in the big fucking she was up talking to the big boys, hanging out with the rubbing shoulders with the people that run the fucking bank itself. So
Yeah. Yeah.
not small potatoes. She was making well into the six figures. Like she was making really really good money. Not quite
Yeah.
$250,000 a year, but she was getting up almost towards 200,000.
Nice.
Yeah, well, she occupied a very unique position that basically she built for herself over the course of her career, where she was not only integral to just getting stuff done, but integral to multiple different people and how they get their job done who are way above her pay grade originally.
All right.
So, like, it got to a point where it's like, well, we have to keep her happy or this guy's going to go too. And so she was a project manager, so she was kind of like middle management that had actually done good work. Like literally when she left, they were desperately trying to get her to stay because there was a lot of information she had that just nobody else has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's nice.
had she retired a couple of years early, the other guy that knew all that stuff would have still been there after she left, so they wouldn't have cared. But man, he'd already left, and they weren't thrilled about him going. But then when she left, it was like, oh shit. So, and I'm not saying the name of the bank just because I don't want to out anybody. You know what I mean? That would be kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure the feds are monitoring the stream, dude.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure.
I hear you. There's no point. It's not necessary anyway. So fuck it.
Well, you know how the internet is, man. You're better off not really giving out your personal details or information and not getting fucked.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I agree.
It's like every once in a while you get, because there's all these little kids in VR chat now because I guess the headsets came down in price enough that like parents are just buying them for their kids like consoles. So there's all these little fucking shitty little 12-year-olds in the game now in VR chat. Whereas when I started playing the game, it was rare to find anyone under 18, much less 12.
Yeah. Adolescents playing the fucking thing. Yeah.
And every once in a while you get one that like their form of like being a rebel is like giving out their fucking name and address in the game, just yelling it out in the middle of a fucking room full of people.
Okay.
And you're just like, that's
Makes total sense.
fucking stupid. What's wrong with you, you fucking idiot kid? And literally everybody in the room will be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Stop. Don't fucking tell people that. Like,
Yeah, where the fuck would that come from? That's really strange.
dude, there are so many weird fucking kids. Like I seriously, I've had a bunch of fucking 16-year-old kids hit on me. I'm 42. I mean, I'm not like some fucking supermodel. I'm a gross fat motherfucker. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. God damn it. Oh, dude, I gotta piss and I can't use my phone, so I'm gonna jump off for just like a minute.
You normally pee in your phone? That's a weird one. I've never tried to pee in a phone. I don't think that's how that works. I'm a little concerned about Detroit Qua's phone usage. I don't think phones are meant to be peed in. Fuck. So tired. Man, I gotta figure out what I want to have for dinner tonight. I gotta make my own food. Now, what else is going on? I covered the comments.
Sorry about that.
Oh, did you see the thing where the guy was saying that was addressing that everybody was telling him that Saturday Night Live stole his video concept from YouTube?
Oh yeah.
I posted both video clips if you're ever interested in checking them out from Joel Haver and Saturday Night Live. But
I'll check it out.
it's pretty clear that they stole the premise. Because I don't see anybody really coming up with that independently. Like, it's such a kind of a niche joke.
Idea.
Yeah, it's the toilet paper bears. You know, like there's always the bears in the commercial that have like the toilet paper, and they like that.
Right.
Yeah, and it's basically a whole concept of like the dad being like, "No, we're toilet paper bears," and the son being like, "I want to be a dancer."
All right, interesting.
And the cartoon one is fucking hilarious. The one that the guy did originally, where he actually came up with the idea, and it's like 4 or 5 minutes long. It's fucking funny as hell. Saturday Night Live takes the same premise, clearly stealing it from him. I don't doubt for a minute. It's just too similar to not be like bullshit, and somehow manages to make it
that's
absolutely not funny at all. Like just make it so just fucking awful.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Like if
you're about that.
Why be angry? I think that's why he's saying like, you know what? I don't think they stole it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Like my video made money and was pretty successful, so I don't really care anymore. Don't work yourselves up over it, and I'm not gonna worry about it. So you don't need to keep telling me. I don't care. Essentially is what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's obviously because you didn't want to get in trouble with Saturday Night Live. They have lawyers and he don't. So.
Yeah, and plus, Saturday Night Live is humorously, hurtling themselves towards irrelevancy.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they took a really great premise and fucked it up.
Yeah, hey, we made it worse. We made it not good, I guess I should say, because it sounds like the original one was pretty good.
Yeah, the original one was definitely like I
chuckled.
I chuckled a few times, like legitimately, like laughed, like out loud in real life. Not the like the internet lol.
Yeah, I gotcha.
There was nothing even giggle worthy in the fucking Saturday Night Live one. And they used almost all the same jokes and just added a few really fucking terrible jokes, and somehow it just wasn't funny. And you're just like, Jesus, guys, how the fuck did you kill it so fucking dead?
Yeah. No, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about Shane Gillis, because I had sent like a video to my son to watch, because he was actually talking about like going to hanging out with the Bills players. Like one of the Bills players went to one of his shows, and they hung out. Like he went to one of the team dinners and shit. But anyway, I was thinking about the fact that Shane Gillis, the best thing that could have happened to him was not getting on Saturday Night Live, getting fired from that gig before he had to actually start working there.
Huh.
Because again, he would just everyone there would hate him for multiple reasons. For not being woke, and the main ones being not being woke and actually being genuinely fucking hilarious. So yeah, it would have been it would have been like he's probably way better off than he would have been if he actually stayed on the show. So he
Good
should
lord.
thank that Seth Simon guy or whatever. But yeah, yeah,
Simon?
that's insane though that you can manage to take something funny and not only not make it funnier, but make it not funny.
Yeah, it was like,
That's
at least with fucking Carlos Mencia, like, he was stealing jokes. He's obviously a shitty guy. But at least
yeah,
he was getting the
yeah,
laughs. Like, he was doing it in a way that was fucking funny. Like,
yeah,
telling the
yeah. No,
joke.
Mancia is genuine. Yeah, he's capable. He's a funny guy. That's what was so disappointing about him stealing jokes like that. Like, dude, you're just being fucking lazy, dude. Write your own fucking jokes. Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Basically, everything sucks nowadays. Is the general,
Yeah, true.
general theme.
I watched a fun horror movie with about a streamer in a haunted house, and it was great, man.
Uh,
It was like, I forget what it was called, but essentially the streamer goes to a haunted house because he's trying to like get his career back on track. Like he'd had some controversy and was, basically in deep shit and was trying to like rebuild
mm,
his thing. And
yeah,
it was all
yeah.
filmed in like the lost footage style, but they had a thing where
Oh
he would put
god.
up GoPros so they could get wide shots too, so it wasn't shitty.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so it ended up being more like a regular movie and a lot of fun to watch. Um, and like the guy that played the streamer is such a good actor because you were compelled to watch from beginning to end. Like you just genuinely wanted to see what was going to happen,
Right,
and you
right.
had absolutely no attachment. Like he was just a terrible person. Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
like the streamer at all. He was just completely unlikable. But you were somehow still compelled to see what happened through the whole thing to that guy.
yeah. I
It
gotcha.
was so great. And they tried to throw some fun little curveballs in, and like you kind of could see them coming, but it was still just really entertaining. And it was just a
Mm,
little cheap to make independent film.
yeah, nice. So there is some hope out there that there's some genuinely good stuff being made somewhere
Yeah, you just got to
on an
watch independent
incredibly
films,
small
foreign
budget.
films. You're just not watching the what do you call it? Oh, dang it!
Yeah, the mainstream bullshit.
Yeah, the mainstream bullshit. I'm trying to find out what the name of that movie was.
So yeah, while you're trying to find that out. So I think I'm sure I mentioned that I've been playing Far Cry 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And basically, I noticed like by like towards the end of the main storyline or whatever, that I had just incidentally almost completed all the side quests and shit. Like there wasn't really that much more that they had to do to get to the 100% completion or whatever. So basically, I knocked all that shit out. The last things I had, there was like one thing where basically every like animal, place, and person in the game like had like a spin from the bad guy, like talking about how this person was good, this person because they were loyal to the king, and this person's
Oh
bad
yeah.
because whatever, and all the animals and all that. But so basically, there's like one of those that I cannot find and don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be. And then there were two locations. Like, there was a thing for locations discover. I think there was like 100, 248 of them or 240. I was at 238 and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I go to those two, and basically the location marker isn't like where you can just fucking, go to the wherever the question mark is and you discover the location. One of them was a relatively easy fix because where they put it was like 10 feet off the ground, so you could get to it using the little fucking chopper things, like the little, it's not a real helicopter. It's basically just like a seat with the fucking propeller, or with the helicopter propeller on it, gyrocopter or whatever the fuck you call it. So that one was pretty easy, right? The other one was basically it was in the middle of a river, like it was supposed to be on the riverbed, but they put the marker below the riverbed, so
Hmm.
you can't get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I swim down there, I'm swimming all around the fucking, the bottom of the river around the spot where the question mark is,
That's a
and
good
you
place for it.
basically, yeah, let's put it where you absolutely can't get to it. Yeah, well, there's a way you can do it, because it's like you have to, get outside the map, obviously.
Oh, you
But
gotta get outside the
yeah,
map
it's like a
altogether.
fucking
You gotta
pain in the
fucking,
ass.
you gotta break the
Yeah,
bounds of the game entirely to fucking get through a part.
yeah, yeah. It's
That's
the
kind of
only way to
dumb.
do it. Yeah, it's fucked up. So I'm
That's
basically at
yeah.
239 out of 240 locations. Everything else in the game essentially is complete. So I'm like, dude, this is fucking pissing me off. Because yeah, like I don't even want to do it. Like I've seen videos on how you can do it, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do all that shit
Yeah, that seems like a real
to
pain in
trip
the
out the fucking
ass.
game. Yeah, really good game though. Other than that,
I wonder if there's like a mod that just discovers that place for you. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
Like,
another
I'm sure
thing. Is
somebody
there?
somewhere has made that mod just because, like, it's that frustrating, it sounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Anyone with OCD is going to want to fucking, get you're that close to completing something. It's going to kill you until you fucking complete it. It's going to bug the hell out of
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you. Yeah. So fucking, it probably exists, but what's fucked up to me is like they've put out patches for the game, like they do with any game. There's always fucking glitches or whatever. They've never fixed that. I can't, again, I'm not a programmer or anything, but how hard can it possibly be for a programmer to swap the location from underneath the riverbed to, like, slightly above the riverbed?
Yeah, you would think.
It's, yeah, maybe not, but it seems like it should be something that a programmer should be able to do really fucking easily.
Yeah,
And they've
you would think. That
never
genuinely
fixed
seems
it.
like it, yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult to do.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's disappointing for sure.
Yeah, what you gonna do, you know?
Yeah. Obsess over it in the meantime.
Yes. Nothing could possibly go
Naturally.
wrong with that. In fact, I think that is exactly what you should do.
Yeah, not let it go and just move on with my life.
Yeah, no, don't move on.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I'll
Oh
just
yeah.
order some sushi while I'm here.
Mm, so yeah. Yeah. So I finished all the rest of the game. So now I just go to the nearest bell tower and start sniping people, friend or foe at this point.
Damn.
Yeah, animals, humans. Yeah, I'm just like, nope, y'all gotta go. Fuck you all.
I'm a fan. I'm gonna say 100% in. No sympathy.
Yeah. Although, yeah, that is definitely one of the drawbacks of the game. Like, there'd be sometimes when I would hit the wrong button, like I'd be in my own, one of our own like fortresses or whatever the fuck that we had already taken over, and you hit the wrong button and you accidentally like slash one of the dudes on your fucking side, and then they all turn hostile, and there's no way to stop them from, staying hostile. So
Yeah,
you essentially have to either run away or, kill everybody on your side that's in that fortress.
yeah. I could see that being a very frustrating situation to be in.
Yeah. 'Cause remember, like in Skyrim, you could just put your weapons away and they'd be like, all right, well, you got to pay us money for accidentally killing that guy.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Yeah, I kind of liked that.
Yeah,
It was silly
fun.
and fun in a video game sense of like, well, you're not trying to stab me anymore, so I guess bygones are bygones, and that's that's cool. no big deal. You're not murdery anymore.
Yeah, just don't do it again. Or you'll have to put your weapon away and pay me more money. You're not going to jail or anything, but seriously, you do it like 80 times and we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, you could really kill a lot of fucking people. Uh,
Yeah, and it kind of capped out at like 10,000 or something like that, I think, no matter how many people you killed.
oh, really?
Although, yeah, yeah, I would occasionally like save my game and then just start slaughtering everybody in a town like Whiterun or wherever.
Yeah.
Because then you can obviously just reload the save and you don't have to fucking like it never happened basically.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know. Maybe I'm weird. I can't be the only one that's done that kind of shit.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
I
I don't
am.
know. I mean, in Skyrim, I did a lot of weird shit. I don't, honestly couldn't possibly remember all the weird shit that I've done.
Yeah,
You
like
know what I mean?
I mean, normally I wouldn't just do that. Usually it was something where, yeah, maybe I wouldn't even necessarily save it first, but I'd accidentally hit a guard or something. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I've got an auto save because I just, came outside or whatever, and it does the auto save. Like, I'm just going to go nuts with this and see how hard it is to take out an
Yeah.
entire fucking town.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a big deal. Just, murder a whole town. Why are people getting so upset?
Mhm.
What's the
Yeah,
fuck's
yeah,
their
they seem to
problem?
take it really personally. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand, man.
Whoops, I accidentally murdered everybody in the town. My bad. Like, all right, don't let it happen again and give me 10,000 septims.
Yeah.
I can make all your problems go away.
I can make all your problems go
Uh,
away for the right price.
yeah, yeah. That's what they literally all said that same shit.
Yeah. I used to be an
Hey,
adventurer
I'm
like
with the
you until I
people.
took an arrow to the knee. That's the
Yeah.
notorious one. Like
Well,
everybody fucking,
yeah,
you gotta have that fucking order. Or that line in there.
yeah.
There was a fun
But the
fucking
ones,
YouTube show about the fucking guards from one of the Elder Scroll games.
mm, was it Skyrim Cops from the Nerd
Yeah, yeah,
channel?
yeah, yeah. It was like a whole series of them and shit, and it just kept getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah, that shit was fucking funny, dude.
See, that's the shit you don't
Trying
see
to get
very
a
much
giant out
anymore.
of your fucking asking the giant to leave the village.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What? You're a vampire now? Like you can't stay in the guard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Skyrim was different from a lot of the games. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you had as much leeway, but it felt like there was just no consequences for anything you did in Skyrim.
Yeah, not much. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, things that would get you locked up for a fucking lifetime, dude.
Yeah,
Just
there were a few
5,000
things
seconds.
where you had to make choices between different groups of people, and that had like effect on the game. But as far as like truly negative consequences, you could just pretty much do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I also thought Skyrim was interesting because it was one of the few games where, like, honestly, it was just better to play with a controller than mouse and keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I can see
most
that.
games that I've played, the keyboard and mouse combo, because you just have so many more options, is way better. But Skyrim, nah, dude, just get a controller, man. That's a controller game right there. It was so much more intuitive and it felt so much more right because you had your triggers for your left and right hands, and yeah, it was a good way to go.
Yeah, yeah. I've done very little mouse and keyboard games, so but I get what you're saying.
I mean, the one time it really shines through more than any other kind of system is in the FPS games because the mouse aim is just so much more easy than a controller.
Oh yeah, you just drag it to where
Yeah, yeah,
drag the mouse the cursor to whatever you're wanting to shoot.
Super, super, super
Yeah.
simple. Yeah, it's super, super like dumb simple. Um,
Yeah, I remember my brother, like, he wasn't, like, familiar with that, and he didn't realize that he was playing against people that had mouse and keyboard. That was, what's it
oh
called? Like,
yeah,
I think it was, like, Unreal Tournament
crossplay
or
is a
something like
real
that.
problem. There's a lot of games that have crossplay. I think Overwatch 2 actually you can play with what do you call it? Like people that are on
Yeah, any
consoles. Like you can play like
console or
yeah, like
PC or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really kind of fucked up.
I think this was back in the, like, the Dreamcast days. So, well, I don't even know if there were Dreamcast days. It didn't do very well as a system, but it was actually a really good one. But anyways, yeah, I think it was that, and they had all those attachments and shit. Like, you could get a mouse and keyboard to play on the fucking Dreamcast. And yeah, because he was talking about, he's like, well, there's these maps where there's like very low gravity where you kind of just jump up and you're like, this dude's fucking nailing me every time. And I'm like, yeah, he's probably playing with a mouse and keyboard. All he has
Yeah.
to do is drag the cursor to you and fucking blast you.
Well, and to be fair, there's also hackers in a lot of these games now. Probably were back then
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine the Dreamcast had a lot of,
Oh, okay,
like,
it was that far
security.
back? Okay, I thought you were talking about a crossplay kind of thing.
Yeah, no, no, this was, again, way back then, dude.
Oh, so Dreamcast would allow you to actually use like a fucking
Yeah, mouse and keyboard. Yeah,
Oh, okay, I
yeah.
didn't know that. That's kind of crazy.
Humanity is shackled.
I know that there's like some Xbox stuff that'll do that.
Yeah, no, the Dreamcast, yeah, it was actually a really good system, dude. But for whatever fucking reason, it did not fucking take. For its time especially, it was a pretty goddamn good system.
Damn. Yeah, I know there's a lot of consoles that like allow you to do that now, but yeah, I didn't realize that far back there was any that would let you do it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Yeah, they had all this great shit, and I don't know if it was just shitty marketing or weird timing or what, but yeah, that system did not take off like I probably should have.
I remember Dreamcast. I think it was Dreamcast that had like Golden Axe. Like it was normally you would only find it in like fucking arcades, and then suddenly it was on Dreamcast.
Helping those in
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
That was a really like I enjoyed the hell out of that game. Golden Axe was one of my absolute favorites.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant GoldenEye at first. I'm like,
No, that was
not that fucking
that
game.
was Nintendo
64. Yeah,
64. Yeah,
64. Yeah.
I had so much fun on that game, and my favorite thing to do was literally just to take a grenade, hold it in my hand, pull the pin, and run at the enemy.
Yeah.
I just would you
Try to
just
take
do
him out,
absolutely nothing else, or just set a bunch of those fucking pressure
Dude,
bombs.
do you mean proximity mines?
Yes.
You're one of those fucking assholes. I hated proximity mines, dude. Just hated having to fucking, weave your way through and fucking you have to look everywhere. Yeah, although when I did play him, I would be the asshole that would put a proximity mine right where the body armor is, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, it's totally fucked up, dude. But yeah.
Receive my aid.
Yeah, many hours played on GoldenEye, fucking multiplayer.
That was a fun one, yeah. And there was so many ways to set that game up, like so. What do you call it?
Yeah, so many different game settings,
Options,
different
yeah. So you could
weapons.
so many different custom game settings you could really like have fun with.
Yeah, they even had the slaps only version. There's no weapons. You just have to fucking slap the other guy to death. That was pretty fun. Fucking funny.
God damn, so
And,
much
yeah,
fun.
some asshole will play his fucking odd job. Could fucking tiny ass hitbox on Oddjob because he's so short.
Oh yeah.
Or Jaws was super tall. Jaws was like fucking 6'10" or 6'8" or whatever the fuck he was. Blew up like 6 trucks. I don't understand why nobody's taking that road anymore.
6 trucks? Oh, you only blew up like 6 of them. Why are they so mad?
Yeah, just because there's a bunch of smoldering fucking wrecks of 5, 6 trucks, dude. It's probably safe now. Go ahead and go by them, guys. I wonder if I can get them off the road. Let me see if I can use my grenade launcher to get them off the road. Clear out a path for the peoples. Oh, sorry, deer that are running by. You're fucking toast. Yeah, the weapons you get by the time this game is done, they're pretty fucking sick.
A taste of poison.
Like you have like one of them's basically a like an MG42 kind of thing. Oh, you guys are showing up. All right. Oh, it's so fun to snipe these assholes. Right in the fucking head. Bam! But yeah, it's basically like an MG42 or like a super powered, like 50 caliber machine gun. But the mobility, like which should be essentially 0 or 1, whatever the lowest one is, and it's like average. Basically, you can fucking once you get that thing, like you can basically only have to put like shots on target for like maybe 2 seconds to take down like a helicopter.
Wow, that's really fast.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
That's a lot. That's not a lot of work to take out a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, because I'd use some of the other machine guns to do it, and it took me like 5 minutes of fucking popping out, hitting it for like 5 seconds, hiding until it comes around again, doing it for another 5 seconds. Like it would take fucking forever, dude. And that thing is just like, all right, it's dead. The fucking helicopter's done.
God damn, that's really nothing. Like I'm a fan.
Yeah, no, it's fun because like again, if you want a challenge, you don't have to use that weapon. You know what I mean? Like you can just choose to fucking use a weapon that makes it more difficult. But yeah, helicopters are definitely a pain in the ass. Some of the missions, dude, it was really challenging. Like you could take out a fortress just via stealth.
Damn.
You had to have a lot of patience. You know, because the guards they'd go around in mostly the same spots, but they wouldn't always go to the same. You know what I mean? They wouldn't always take the same route. And again, if one spots you or spots a dead body, then the alarm gets raised, and then start coming in from outside the fortress.
Yeah. Those dead bodies get really inconvenient if you leave them around too long. They can get really dangerous.
Yeah. Like if you don't take out the alarms, the reinforcements will just never stop coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so unless you manage to kill all the guys that were already in there and the reinforcements, like within 30 seconds, more are gonna be coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, if you can pull it off, if you can somehow, again, I think I pulled it off.
Oh no, their Hanzo turned on his aimbot. We're fucked. That's the one thing about Skyrim that I like. You didn't have to deal with the bullshit of playing with other players.
Right. Yeah. I wish the Elder Scrolls Online was better.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
I love the fucking lore. I love finding out more about that universe or whatever. God, that game's I think they ended up making it better. I should probably try it out again. From what I understand, they did kind of improve it. Like you could actually have a house and be able to store a decent amount of shit
Yeah.
without having to spend fucking $60 or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
But yeah, back then it was like I think it was capped at like you could have a total of 50 items.
Yeah.
And, you could store it like some shit in banks or whatever, but you know it was pretty limited as far as what you could actually store without having to and without buying a house and having storage that way.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, from what I understand, I think they changed that now. So it'd actually be worth playing.
I've dealt with cynics before.
Because again, that universe is pretty well fleshed out at this point.
The sick for the parched.
Fuck! Weird Sherpa. Yeah, that's the other nice thing about this game is like, you know, you can go to different fortresses and sell shit and get new, you know, top off your ammo and all that. But they also have these dudes just walking around random spots that does the same thing. They're essentially a traveling store. So you don't have to go all the way back to do that shit.
Yeah.
That's so. Yeah. That's what's happening in the world today.
What else is happening in the world? Not a whole lot.
Yeah, the Biden gaffes are getting crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Biden thing is
I guess
fucking
already
insane.
was. Yeah, it's becoming a daily fucking thing at this point, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like what, $6 a fucking gallon, and he's up there talking about how like it's Russia's fault and fucking suddenly it's pancakes. You know, like.
Oh, right.
Like they're just nonsense, you know. It's like when they did the debate with the guy that had the stroke. I don't know if you watched that shit.
Yeah, dude. Fucking A. That was fucking amazing. Wow,
Yeah,
still
he
like
would
a
just
chance
periodically
to
say
win.
shit that made no fucking sense.
Hello, Pennsylvania. Good night. He said that right at the beginning of the fucking debate. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be magical. Yeah. The fact that he still has a chance that he might want to. Dr. Oz isn't the greatest human being either, but again, at least his brain fucking works.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, well, and there was a few people that had like a town hall at some point who were just like straight up. Like, just you do. I'm not gonna vote for him. He obviously can't fucking run. Like, he can't do it.
Yeah. I still don't understand. Like, it seems like they should have had plenty of time to replace him with another candidate. I don't understand why they didn't fucking do that. It's bizarre. He's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to claim like, well, you know, he needs the
Or somehow it's mean or uninclusive to not want to vote for him because he can't physically do the job. Like,
Yeah,
I get
it's
it, all right? I mean, he's poor guy. It really sucks that happened, and I feel for him. Like, I genuinely, like, I feel for the guy. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But he's a
But
guy that's
he can't fucking do the
you
job.
know, yeah. And again, this is not the House where he's one of 500.
This is the governorship of a fucking
House.
yeah. This is a governorship. You can't fucking be the governor.
Yeah. Is it governor? I thought it was Senate. Why am I thinking it was the Senate that they were running for?
No, they're running for the
Either way,
governor of
yeah,
the
it's
state.
important. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking it was the Senate, but yeah, dude, like, yeah, governor or Senate, like, no, you gotta. It's too fucking important, dude.
Yeah, you can't be the governor of a state if
Somebody
you can't fucking do anything.
Yeah, Because they're like, yeah, same when he needed the captioning or whatever. He's like,
Oh my
no, he
God,
can
they're
process it
fucking.
if he reads it. It's like, no, dude, he obviously can't. Because he was
Yeah.
still saying squirrely shit when he was reading captions and then responding. Like, his brain is fucking toast, and it's obvious. He should not be in charge of anything, much less governing an entire state. Like, it's insane that that's still fucking happening. You know, that's still an option. Fucking bad guys.
Man, these aimbots are just too hard to fight. Even playing support, which I'm much better at support than I am DPS.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. It's like every time you get to the point where the team is losing, like 3 or 4 people just suddenly become fucking unkillable gods.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, well,
Nothing suspicious about that.
like, what's the point in playing the game at all? Like, I had some good games earlier, but it just keeps getting so fucking bad.
Yeah, it's one thing when there's people that are essentially incompetent that are cheating and can't even do that well. But yeah, when you get somebody who actually can take advantage of the cheats, yeah, it's unfair. It's fucking shitty.
Reality bends to my will.
Yeah, again, they don't seem all that eager to fix the issue. You know, the game developers like
Nah, they don't.
yeah. They said it is most likely what you kind of posited that it's basically getting a cut of the fucking
Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't pursue any sort of legal action against these companies ever, and that they would just continue to like just keep doing in this like nonsense fight back and forth. It's like, I mean, they're obviously getting some sort of benefit, or they wouldn't bother.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fucked up, but I kind of understand their position on it. Well, again, I'm guessing, but I'm assuming they're like, well, we can spend money to try to stop the cheaters, or we can be in cahoots with them and get a cut of the fucking profits, you know, so not have to spend money and actually make more money. Like, it's still fucked up, but I understand that fucking, you know, making that decision.
Well, I mean, it's like there was a bank who, what do you call it? They realized they were assessing illegal fees on their customers. They were putting fees that they had no business putting on their customers. Completely illegally. Their own staff actually went so far as to be like, hey, we're not allowed to do this. And they were like, look, we understand. We're fully aware that this is an issue. However, until we figure out another way to get that same income stream, we're just going to keep doing it. So we can't afford to just not get this illegal income.
Until it's
so they ended up it ended up being like a $multi-million or billion-dollar lawsuit or some shit, and they lost, and they had to pay all the fucking money to back.
Yeah.
But it was just like absolutely fucking bonkers. Like,
not
only is it illegal, they fucking know it's illegal as the company, like the people all the way at the top, and they're just like, hey, we can't get the revenue stream.
Yeah.
We're not done. We can't just walk away from that money. We got to keep getting that money. Otherwise, it's just, we're going to have to keep going.
Yeah, it's incredibly short-sighted. Although, again, the people that are making those calls are like, yeah, I can just quit and fucking go work somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And because you can do something illegal as a company and apparently nobody goes to jail for felonies?
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that baffles me. It's like... but the people that work at the corporation are real people, and that's who should be fucking.
Yeah, that's something that needs to change. It needs to go to like, all right, who allowed this to happen? And those people go to fucking prison.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so the CEO is the one that said, "Hey, you're allowed to do this." Yeah, the CEO is the one that should be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah. Anybody who okayed it, anybody who knew about it, and let it go on.
Yeah, I don't
So
understand,
yeah,
man.
even people under him, I'm like, fuck that.
Why
No
that's allowed?
fucking.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, it's just the whole thing is fucking crazy
Yeah.
pants.
No, it's obviously it's corruption because again, those people are donating to the DNC or RNC or whatever. They're donating to politicians. So yeah, they're going to be fucking immune because they're not going to be able to donate to you if they're in prison. So, well, it's a corporation. You can't put a corporation in jail, so we'll just fine the corporation. So the people actually doing the shit, have very little consequences, other than maybe their stock price going down a little.
Yeah, they're not going to go to jail even when they should.
Yeah, yeah. Even when they're blatantly doing illegal shit, knowingly doing illegal shit. 'Cause, yeah, there's no fear of repercussions.
Yep, they know they're not going to go to jail, so they can do
fucking-
whatever they want.
Yeah, they're not even going to get fined. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not even getting, monetarily in trouble. Just the corporation itself, which again, affects any of those individuals very little. So yeah, that shit needs to fucking change, dude.
Oh, that should have not
Did
have
any
killed
of
me. That was weird.
Did any of the Enron people, did any of them actually go to jail? I feel like
No.
some of them might have.
No, none of them went
Oh,
to
they
jail.
did? Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. I was afraid of that. Because the shit they were pulling was fucking bonkers, dude. They're like, well, in the future, they're going to make it a lot, so we're going to, assess that as as income before it ever happens. Yeah, that was some crazy, crazy shit.
Under my protection.
Fuck. Oh, it was the one, okay, the chest thing we were talking about earlier. Okay. Yeah, there was a video I watched that was talking all about this shit. The down the rabbit hole guy, Rick Knudsen, I think his name is. Yeah, I'll post it in the link because I need to get it out of my head, basically.
Yeah, I don't know,
What
man.
was the show? Oh, Deep Thought. Okay, yeah, the computer. Originally, well, they renamed it Deep Blue or whatever, but originally it was Deep Thought.
Yeah,
they
Deep
were
Thought. It was
referencing-
Chipset, Deep Thought, and then Deep Blue.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, because Deep Thought, I guess, was a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like that was the computer that was trying to answer question Y or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be doing. It's been a while.
I'm grateful.
Anyways, it's a pretty good video. We'll get around to it. I just thought that was funny that Kasparov would freak out when the computer would do some crazy ass move that seemed really bad. He'd be like, oh god, this thing can calculate tens of thousands of things per second. It must know something I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking, I'm not gonna attack because obviously it's setting me up. And it turned out the computer just sucked and didn't know what to do.
We've got this.
You know, I do like that. That is kind of an ironically an amusing thing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. Because it was like, she was like, yeah, like as a person, like you kind of know that person's style. Like you can see the games they played, how they played, that kind of shit. So with the computer, he's like, they kind of had a style, but sometimes they would do just some crazy ass shit that made no fucking sense. Yeah. Like I guess one of the issues was You're familiar with how chess works, right? Like how
Yeah, I mean, I
and all
kind of
that.
understand how chess works. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I figured, but I just wanted to make sure. But basically, for whatever reason, and I guess shit was pretty fucking limited back then, but like the computer had a real fucking hard time with the pawns, initially being able to move two spaces. So like first time you move a pawn, you can go two spaces or one or whatever. Apparently, for some reason, that threw the computers completely off. Apparently, the computers were really fond of doing the castling, which I kind of understand it, but I've never really bothered to grasp what it is.
Be healed.
All right, do you know what I'm talking about? The castling?
The halflings?
Oh, castling.
Oh,
Like,
castling.
medieval castle.
Oh, castles. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Castling is where you can basically swap pieces out, and you end up with the rook, right next to the king or something like that.
Yeah. You
anyways.
move the king. You move the rook over, and then the king goes over the rook. Yeah, it's like a weird.
Well, you can swap spots or something like that. It's weird. It's a weird fucking thing. But apparently the computers were really fond of using that move too.
Take all the damage, huh?
Actually, I'm going to take a minute to try to understand castling to the fullest. Let's sit here in silence while I do that.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna wait and listen while you figure it out. No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Fucking shit. Yeah, we've probably spent way too much time talking about it already, now that I think about it. Castling is the only time in chess that two pieces can move at once. The only time a piece other than the knight.
Yeah, the castle comes over and swaps with the king essentially.
Yeah, it says, and the only time a piece other than the knight can move over another piece. Okay. Yeah, because again, all the other ones you can't obviously pass through another piece to get to a square.
Oh god, these fucking
Except for the
aimbots are
knight.
ridiculous. They start aiming before you, and they just start swapping, sweeping back and forth until they lock. It's so unnatural. The movement, it just doesn't, you see it and you're it doesn't even make sense. Their reticle movement is you're that's fucking bizarre.
Wow. Fun times.
Yep, but we're still gonna win. It's
Yeah.
they're terrible. They're not very good
crazy.
players. That's the thing. It's
Yeah. I would imagine most people with, any amount of skill are going to be like, no, I don't want to cheat. I don't have to fucking cheat. Yeah.
Incoming.
Okay, the rook. Yeah, the rook is the castle piece. Yeah, okay. Alright. Castle king two spaces to the left or right.
yeah. See victory.
Or
Boom. We win. They
on top
cheated
of the
and we still
rook.
win.
Nice.
If there's an aimbot, just find a player you can play where you don't have to fucking be in range of fire. Just find a character you can kind of heal around corners with and just fucking not have to worry about it.
Right,
It's if I'm playing DPS and there's an aimbot, I get Junkrat because all of his weapons, you just lob them over stuff. You don't actually have to aim with him. So you can just hide behind shit the whole game and just drop grenades on their heads. And if they're good, they can counter that, but they're usually not. So it usually is enough to win that. And I got to order some sushi. I'm a happy camper. How do I castle? Oh, did you know
The
apparently?
link above is the actual link to to how to do it. I don't know why I copied that first little part.
Yeah. Did you know there's apparently the guy that made the show Barney, the purple fucking dinosaur, I love you, you love me, that thing?
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking dude killed himself. He got so much fucking hate. And his family got hate. Like they
Is he
went...
the one that ended up being the fucking Choma, the child molester one?
No.
Or was that just the guy that played Barney?
That might have been the guy who played Barney, but this is literally just like the writer of Barney, the guy who came up with the whole fucking thing, ended up killing himself because he just got so much fucking hate and his family got so much hate that he fucking committed suicide.
Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, that show's been over for a long fucking time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know about this until I just heard about it recently from a guy I was chatting about movies with. And I mentioned the fucking Pez dispenser documentary. And he's like, have you seen the fucking Barney documentary? Because that shit's fucking brutal. And I was like, oh, damn.
Okay. No, I was listening to the Nick Mullen, well, I guess they named it after the Adam guy, who's not the main dude. But anyways, yeah, they were talking about that. Now it makes sense why they were talking about it. Because they didn't mention the suicide for some reason.
Yeah, apparently it was just
That's cool.
so much hate.
That's insane, dude. So wait, so was Barney wasn't still being made? It seems like it's been a very long time. Like, why now?
Oh, I don't know. He just managed to see the documentary. This guy's like, I think in his early 20s. I don't think he saw the fucking show when it was out as a kid.
Yeah. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, like right now.
Do you remember that?
Oh,
The dude
man.
that played, like, the first guy that was actually in the costume ended up being like a fucking child molester.
Did not know that.
Fuck, now I'm wondering if I didn't, maybe that was another Richard Gere situation. God damn it. Shit. Alright, Binary Dinosaur, first actor. Maybe that wasn't true. Alright, don't take that as gospel.
Don't take it as gospel. Oh, so the Barney guy might not have been a molester? You lying to
Yeah,
me?
maybe not. Okay, apparently, the guy that played it, okay, this Joyner guy is now a sex guru? Okay. That's not weird.
The dead ought to remain so. Do you really need a spell to do that?
Okay, maybe we just put actor. Maybe it wasn't the first one. Maybe it was one of the other ones. Yay. I'm doing very general searches here.
You will be renewed. Misery made manifest.
That guy's been arrested.
Receive my aid. Your assistance is appreciated. May I? Your end is within.
Yay. If you didn't love Barney.
My team is so bad. They keep running out into like the fucking middle of the fight.
Big Steiner lap. Going somewhere?
No. Ooh, what's hey? You know what? What's your favorite sandwich?
A taste of poison. It's go time. I offer something more. It seems our tests were inconclusive.
Let the kitsune guide you.
Okay.
A cure for all the days.
swear to God, I remember because one of the guys, it was right when I was 16, 17, when I first started working, because the dude that I was working with had a kid, and he would always talk shit about Barney and how much he fucking hated Barney.
Yeah.
I thought that the dude had ended up getting busted for fucking some shit like that. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I'll stop looking for it before I fucking... Oh. Ooh, Barney room first. Okay, let's see. Cocaine hidden in his tail? What? Why the fuck would he have cocaine in the tail? That's such a stupid... Okay. Oh, I guess people were saying Mr. Rogers was a fucking child molester. And he was a sniper. And there's a
Oh, man.
Sniper in the fucking army. Wow, this is fucking... Alright, whatever I stumbled
Oh,
on here,
wow.
it's
They're
pretty
fucking... Jesus Christ. Some of the people you wouldn't expect to have aimbots with aimbots.
interesting.
Like, because their character
don't need
doesn't
it.
fucking need it.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, if you're playing a Mercy with an aimbot, like, your damage should all be from fucking, boosting other people's damage. Like, you shouldn't even have to pull your gun out. But I guess if you need to use an aimbot to fucking do that, whatever. Man, I kind of wonder if I shouldn't fucking get one. Like, I mean, apparently I'm the only one that doesn't use it half the time. Well, not really. It's more like there's one or two people in every round that has it, but it's pretty fucking silly. Unless I'm playing
right.
professional level players, because I've watched professional level players, and they don't even get the same fucking hit rates. Like they're not pulling 9 out of 10 shots.
Nah.
Alright, my sushi's scheduled.
Okay, so yeah, alright. This is Snopes, so...
Great, giant fucking pile of salt.
Yeah, but this was probably done before they went super woke and became full of shit. It's saying that neither that or the one against Mr. Rogers is actually true.
The one against Mr. Rogers is not true. He was never in any sort of military.
Yeah, no, that one definitely.
Yeah, that one I know is not true. I know that one's completely fake.
Yeah.
I've seen.
This is a really dumb. Listen to this part of that rumor for Barney. In an expansion of that rumor, the convicted pervert is playing the part of the purple dinosaur as part of his sentence. Oh, that would be a great fucking idea. Let's have the convicted child molester around a bunch of kids.
Oh my God! Have you seen? Okay, you say that. There's a fucking comedy bit I saw on fucking a YouTube short. You know where they just do like a minute or 2 minutes for like a joke for somebody.
Right.
And his whole shtick was, why don't, in order to stop school shooting, why don't we arm child molesters and put them in charge of watching the schools?
Oh, because they're watching the schools.
Because they're going to watch them anyway. And they're going to see this all. Like,
not the worst idea, honestly.
It was like...
It's a bit, but...
He's like, they're not allowed to go on campus until somebody's trying to shoot. And then they got to go in and take out the shooter. But there's nobody who's going to be more devoted to protecting children than a child molester. That they genuinely have 100%. They're 100% in on defending the children. They're involved. They're invested way more than any other parent or adult could ever be. And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's dark, but he's got a point.
It's kind of funny though.
Yeah, yeah, that's fucking good, dude.
That's like the guy who was making a joke about like he was like I want gays in the military. I want the guy watching my ass to think it's a really nice ass that he doesn't want to see go. You know, like,
Right? Want him to want to save that ass at all costs.
yeah, I want him to be willing to do whatever it takes to protect my ass. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. I like that Steven Crowder. I don't watch the change my mind things. I find those to be pretentious and generally kind of.
Stupid.
Well, I do think that they probably cherry pick out a few people to talk to that are gonna kind of agree with them, and then a couple
Right.
people who are just really fucking dumb.
Yeah, that can't defend their stupid opinions.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like don't have any good arguments. Not that there's always a good argument to be made, but
Right,
like
right.
there's a difference between somebody who just doesn't understand any form of debate, whether it be informal like Steven Crowder's doing in the Change My Mind sequences, or formal like up on a stage. Like it doesn't matter which form, they
Yeah.
just have no way of being able to deal with it. And it doesn't really like make you look good to find that idiot and put them on a camera
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
anybody but other real fucking stupid people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with Shapiro, with Ben Shapiro. It's like,
Well, Ben
yeah, it's not
Shapiro is
that
a
hard
fucking
to make
terrible
retarded
debater.
leftists. Yeah, it's not that hard to make retarded leftists look stupid.
Well, Ben Shapiro just talks
You
like the
know?
Micro Machine Man and makes all these fucking random ass points so fast that unless you know the
Yeah.
trick and you're watching for it, you can't unravel it and go back. Even if you're a decent debater, you're going to get kind of tricked on it. But
Yeah.
none of his arguments are really all that sound. They all basically are like the same fallacy of like chaining enough stuff that the last three steps that you can actually remember from this giant list of dumb shit is like legitimately logically conclusionary. But it's like, you know, you have to go back to like step 7 in order to find the obvious thing, and then from there it's just like everything is built on like a house of cards. It's like if you go all the way to step 7,
Yeah.
everything falls apart because that logical conclusion is wrong, and then everything after that doesn't work anymore either.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, I believe it's called a gish gallop, where you just throw out a bunch of shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
way too much to respond to.
I always thought of it as the
Yeah.
logical chain fallacy, where you just throw out something dumb and then just chain so many things
Yeah.
onto it that eventually it looks like it makes sense because you just can't remember where it started.
Yeah, 'cause
But
you're like, all
I
right,
didn't know it
well,
was
if
called
you
Gish
grant
Gallop. Gish
this, you know,
Gallop, I
then
kind of
this
like.
is- yeah, it's like, well, okay, if you could grant this is true, then although this is true, and then this is true, and then this is true, and like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
And
if
it's like
break
you
it down.
skipped like 10 debates worth of stuff in order to like just get to a
Yeah.
point in this debate, and
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro, you're retarded. I don't want to waste my time talking to you because you're just gonna like like fucking Micro Machine Man saying a bunch of stuff that's dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Shapiro's notorious for that. Destiny is notorious for that.
Oh
bullshit.
yeah, Destiny's fucking
Fucking
obnoxious.
despise that motherfucker. God, he sucks, dude.
He's just so
Ugh.
disingenuous and such a liar, and
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
he makes it. He likes to act like having no moral compass is such a fucking wonderful, awesome thing, and it makes you so much of a better person if you just have no morality.
Yeah.
And that
it's a
morality has
bizarre
no place
fucking-
in modern life, as if that's
Yeah.
like a realistic thing.
Yeah,
And it's
what's
like,
wrong with fucking
yeah, morality
babies?
doesn't matter when you have the money to live in fenced-in communities with your own fucking private security, and no one can
Yeah,
find you, and
yeah.
you're, you know, you have all this fucking wealth to insulate you from the consequences of your fucking immorality.
Yeah.
But it's not okay if you're, you know, the family that's living in the fucking ghetto and trying to fucking survive. You know,
Yeah.
that's when morality matters, is when you're dealing with like poor communities, which is why we need to instill a sense of moral good character into everyone in our country, in our community. That's just positive for our society in general, because the more morality you have, the more chance people have to do other things than just desperately struggle to survive, and they can actually improve their position and potentially get out of being extremely poor.
Yeah, yeah.
But if all their neighbors are trying to fucking rob and kill them, that's a whole bunch of extra shit they have to worry about and take into account and constantly plan for. So they can't put money into education. They can't put what little money they might have extra into investing in the future or saving for future issues so that they don't have to use like a credit card or take short-term loans. You know? Like that whole thing, like most people don't have like $500 in their bank at any given moment. Like that's part of it. Is like, well, if you're constantly having to deal with, all this other shit, you can't save that money because you got to spend it to keep yourself safe and to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you can't go outside and grow a garden because, bullets are flying around your neighborhood, well, then you have to spend the money and buy the produce at the store. Because one of the biggest things you can do if you're legitimately like really poor, like living on the bitter edge, you can grow, for like $5. Yeah, for like $5, you can grow a good portion of your produce. You can grow almost all of your herbs and spices. Even if you're in like an apartment, you can grow all of your herbs and spices with a $5 worth of seeds investment and probably never have to buy them again because they go so far.
Yeah,
But you can have your
like on a fucking windowsill, like if you have a window or a balcony or something.
Yeah, and there's these. You can buy these pots where it's a big central dirt, and then there's little lips that come out for each little thing. They're specifically meant for like herb gardens like that, and you can plant yourself like your basil and your rosemary and your thyme and your sage and your chives and all the good shit you can plant really, really easily, and just fertilize the middle part of the pot whenever you need to,
Yeah.
And that'll be, how much money is that? Like, spices and stuff adds up when you're buying it. Getting them for free, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
and if you're on the bitter edge, every fucking penny you can save.
Yeah, it makes a huge fucking difference.
You could even, if you have a yard, I don't know if you could do this as easily if you live in an apartment with like a balcony. Like if you have a balcony and you're in an apartment, you could probably grow a couple of different kinds of tomatoes in an herb garden. Maybe some lettuces would probably do well in pots on your garden. You're gonna have to take care of them pretty regularly, but there's not gonna be that many to take care of. So you might get a little bit of stuff out of it. Maybe but if you have like a yard, like you can do things like plant a potato at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, you'll probably be able to pick up 20 or 30 potatoes.
Yeah.
Because you can just plant the potatoes you get at the store. Like you're better off buying like a seed potato from like a place, but the majority of the potatoes in the store, you just put one of those in the dirt, you're gonna get more of them, and they're all gonna be the same kind of potato. So it's not like they're gonna be like low quality shitty potatoes. Can't do that with citrus. Citrus doesn't grow true. So like if you plant the seeds from like a lemon or an orange or a lime, you might get a tree that doesn't put out fruit, or you might get a tree that puts out fruit that's fucking terrible tasting, just awful and bitter and gross, and no one would ever want to eat it, or use the juice for anything. It's entirely possible because citrus doesn't grow true to seed or true to the parent of the seed. Or even just planting like an apple tree. You have fucking apples and snack on those whenever you want. And let me tell you, garden fresh vegetables are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you're making
any of that kind of shit. Yeah, like you get fresh strawberries. Holy fuck, those things are amazing.
God damn, yeah, because you can buy varieties that they can't sell in the store. Because the ones in the store have to be a specific kind of variety that can travel well, and they don't taste very good.
Yeah,
But
they're
you get the
very
ones
tart,
that,
very.
yeah, you got to eat them
Yeah,
within a day of picking them. But god damn, they're like candy.
yeah, yeah. No, where we go, my mom has a timeshare in Sharon Carlsbad. There's a couple strawberry fields around there
Yeah.
where, yeah, you can pick a
Yep.
fucking bucket of them yourself for like fucking $4 or $5 or whatever it is. It's fucking cheap. And goddamn, yeah, those things are fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah. And California's a really good area for like strawberries. A lot of places, a lot of really good strawberries grow in the various
Yeah,
areas
yeah,
in California. Because I know we have
yeah.
a Thai family that runs like a strawberry stand out on the way down one of the highways nearby, and it's like it's like 10 minutes away, but for like $15 you can get a giant flat of strawberries that'll last you a week easy.
Right, right.
You just got to go home and cut all the little green bits off so that they don't go bad as quick.
Yeah, right. It's good shit.
Or you ever had BLT with homegrown tomatoes compared to grocery store ones? It doesn't even compare. The grocery store ones are nothing.
Yeah,
They're like watery garbage. It's like, oh, these homegrown tomatoes have like all this flavor. Or like,
yeah.
oh, homemade pasta sauce with homegrown tomatoes? Oh, get out of here. It's the best
Yeah,
fucking thing you'll ever put in your
fucking
mouth.
amazing.
I mean, no, I'm a big fat fuck, so I get a lot of heartburn from like shit like that. But
Mm,
sometimes you just gotta suffer for
yeah,
the
yeah.
good things
It's
in
worth it
life.
sometimes.
Yeah,
I hear you.
it's worth it. Yeah, every time. Oh man, I've been watching this fucking Eastern European cooking videos that are in like other languages. I don't know what language they're in, like Russian or whatever, Hungarian maybe. Man, there's still some people out there that
Right.
believe in some ridiculous shit. Like this lady was mixing a magic aging potion to help you stop aging. It's just lemon juice, honey, and olive oil. That's
Oh,
apparently the magic fucking cure to getting older.
all right.
Yeah. Well, citrus is a purifying fruit. It purifies you. So
Yeah.
once you
Oh,
once
that's
you've
nice.
purified, the honey and the oil can help keep your cells safe from I don't know what, but apparently it's a magic thing that makes you healthy.
Yeah. Makes total sense. But you have to. Yeah.
Fucking
Fuck.
doctor's
I'm
been
just
hiding
imagining
this
like
one
there's a
forever.
mixture. Like you have to mix those three ingredients together.
Yeah, and here's the part that I don't understand about that. Because you can mix the honey into the lemon juice. It'll stay in for a while. It'll eventually separate, but like it'll stand for a while.
Yeah.
But olive oil and lemon juice and honey don't really mix. So
Yeah.
you can
Oil
stir
tends to
that
stay
for an
separate
hour
from any
and it's
other
going to
liquid.
separate within a minute every single time.
Yeah. 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 The oil and should definitely
Yeah,
separate
it
very easily.
doesn't make a lot of sense. I would think that you would need to add either some mustard or some egg yolk in order to get like the emulsion going, so that it stays in one. It'd be like a mayonnaise kind of thing. But yeah, no, they don't do that.
Right. Right.
And you remember Paula Deen,
Yeah.
right?
Just that mixture, the taste of that's got to be awful.
Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah.
olive
Yeah.
oil throw it in there is really fucking weird. Yeah, like the lemon and honey, I'm sure is great. But once you add that olive oil, that's a
Yeah.
weird
That doesn't sound
combination. Like a weird, salty, savory kind of addition to that I
bad.
wouldn't
Yeah. It
want
does
to. I
not
wouldn't want
sound
to
good
try
at all.
because I can. I
Yeah.
can.
I don't want to live that much longer.
I can take like a spoonful of olive oil if I wanted to, and like just eat that. Like I could handle that. It's a weird kind of extreme flavor, but it's not bad on its own. Or like
Yeah.
better like dip
Yeah.
it in bread, like dip bread or something in it if you just want to try the olive oil to see if it's a good olive oil. Like that's
Right.
that's kind of good, but yeah, no, I wouldn't want to mix it with honey and lemon. Uh,
Yeah, that sounds bizarre.
I saw one recipe that would give that fucking Paula Deen lady a run for her money when it comes to this like fat. Uh, you make the bread dough, which you also add a bunch of oil to the bread dough. Then you roll out all the bread dough in little tiny flat circles, and between each circle of little flat piece of bread that you're making a big stack of little super thin like bread dough things that you've rolled out. About a third cup
Yeah.
of fucking olive oil between each one. So by like the 12th or the 13th fucking layer of bread, bread dough, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, how much oil did you put on that fucking thing? So then
God damn.
she cuts it into squares, rolls it out, and turns it inside out on itself, just like weird, like rolls it into a tube and then folds the ends back over itself or whatever to make like these little biscuit looking things with all these layers that look
Right.
cool. And then deep
Right.
fries it in fucking olive oil. You're like, fucking what?
Damn, dude.
It's just did not stop.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I think speaking of Paula Deen, I remember Maria Bamford had a bit about how most of Paula Deen's recipes read like a fucking suicide attempt.
Not wrong. That's why I watched Paula Deen. I was like, inevitably she's gonna have a cardiac thing and die, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Yeah,
it'll
like,
be
how the
on the
fuck did she
show,
live this
preferably
long?
live, so I get to see it. You know,
Right.
until she started flinging the N word at people.
Oh yeah. That's not allowed nowadays, dude.
You know, the thing that gets me is, man, the people on the left in general, when they think they're not being observed or they think they're in an area where they're private or anonymous, holy
Yeah.
shit, you will never meet a more racist and sexist fucking person.
Yeah, fucking A, dude.
Like,
fucking
goddamn,
crazy.
man. Like, you know, like they say all this shit, and then like behind closed doors, they'll be like, you know, women really should be property. They're not really fit to you know, blah blah blah. And you're like, Jesus, that's a joke people tell you. You're not supposed to say that for real, dude. Like,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you're trying to
alleged
trigger the
fucking,
normies, but you genuine that dude genuinely fucking meant that. Like,
yeah,
holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's insane how that fucking the alleged tolerant fucking people of the left, dude, are just insanely fucking racist, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, some of the shit they say. It's like, oh yeah, but they're kind of like animals, so who cares? Fucking dude, Jesus.
Yeah, we gotta cut them great, dude. They're barely people.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, that's so much worse than I thought it would be. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think you know people should strive to maintain anonymity on the fucking internet, but
Right.
sometimes I
right.
wonder because it would be entertaining to see some of these people like constantly, you know, virtue signaling, like suddenly exposed for like all the awful things they genuinely think. Like I guess that's kind of the point of why cancel culture is there, is because like I guess a lot of people just get off on that, watching people, you know, hoisted by their own petard, so to speak.
Right, right.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's not fun when it's.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no!
Sorry.
You just
I'm-
throw
I'm
your
just taking
laptop
computer
across
off
the room.
fucking pedestal here. No, just that I'm outside, so I've got it set on top of like a little tiny thing I use for garbage, and it's full. So
Oh
like I
yeah.
just barely nudged it, and it started sliding off the fucking
Oh, sort of
the
sliding off the
unstable
garbage
platform
pile.
I have it on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I dig it. I used to fucking when I still smoked, I used to have to sit out in the garage a lot because you know I'm not smoking in the house. Nobody's allowed to smoke in the house, and
Right.
I would sometimes have to place my computer in some precarious positions, like a laptop or whatever, like watch some YouTube or watch a movie or something while I was, you know, having a cigarette, and yeah, that could be
I
very
was gonna say
precarious.
porn, but
No, there's like 4 people in my house. I'm not just watching porn in my garage. That'd be gross.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. Well, you've also explained how long it takes you to get off, and I'm like, he probably doesn't do that very often.
Yeah, no, that's not something I'm trying to do every day out in the garage. Like, can you imagine? Like, it's like gotta figure an hour where no one's walking out to get like some more food out of one of the fridges or a drink out of the fridge outside.
Yeah.
Because
Or they're
we have a
knocking
full
on it.
sized
Why is the garage door locked?
yeah, we have a full sized refrigerator and a full sized deep freezer in the garage. Like we have a
Yeah.
fridge freezer like you would normally have like in our kitchen, but we also have a full size just one plain fridge and one plain freezer. And like all the sodas and juice and everything is in the outside refrigerator outside in the garage. So anytime anybody wants like to have a Coke or something, they're coming out, or a glass of fucking juice. You're not getting an hour.
Yeah, I hear you.
Besides, I've always been
Sure,
of the
there's
opinion
much,
that
for spots to jerk it to.
be respectful if you live with people. Do it, alone in your room or the shower or somewhere where it's not gonna, have an effect on anyone.
Yeah.
They're not gonna walk in and see it because somebody wants to see that. Like I don't care that people do it. I just don't
Yeah.
want to see them do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's, if you're doing it where people can speculate that you might be jerking it, that's one thing. But if it's a situation where it's obvious you're doing it, that's a shitty
Yeah,
thing to do.
yeah. Let the speculation ride. I had a friend of mine who
Yeah.
would take hour and a half long showers every time he took a shower.
No.
But claimed he never masturbated, like just didn't do it.
Jesus Christ. All right, buddy.
Yeah, that was always my thought. That's what everybody said to him when he'd say that. They're like, "Yeah, right, okay."
Like, yeah, I assume with those long ass showers, your cock is suspiciously sparkling clean.
Well, and his reasoning was he grew up real fucking poor. Like he had to share a room with his little sister for like ever. Like there was 2 bedrooms, one for his parents and one for him and his sister. And that was his thing was like there's nowhere I could do that. And we're all like, but you take an hour and a half shower, and he'd be like, well,
Right, right.
I'm not masturbating in there. It's the only time I get alone.
All right, buddy.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's just fucking. Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, there's no other fucking reason. No matter how much you draw it out, even if you're doing the fucking rinse and repeat shit, it's not taking a fucking hour and a half to take a fucking shower.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, dude did look like he was wearing a fur coat when he took his shirt off. So I mean, I guess if it was a little longer, it would make sense. You got to get through all that fucking fur. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Goddamn.
I mean, he legit looked like a '70s porn star with the fucking just this mat of fur all over the front of him.
Oh my god.
and on a
Dude,
good
yeah,
portion of the back. Skinny little
I'm so
furry
glad
guy.
somehow I did not inherit my fucking father's hairiness, because he was fucking hairy all over like that, dude. And I got nothing remotely close to that.
Oh, see, I got from my dad. I got the almost complete lack of like you get a little bit of chest hair, and a little bit of hair on like your belly and stuff like that. But it's very light, and then almost no fucking underarm hair, which is really nice because you don't build up a stink real hard or real fast.
Yeah.
So when you're working and stuff,
Yeah, I've got not a whole lot of armpit hair. I've got like maybe 30 hairs like on between my pecs, and then obviously a little bit from the like belly button down.
yeah, it's just a real light hair. And it's really nice because you just don't stink as bad as often because you're not, because even when you sweat,
it's
it
not
just evaporates.
soaking
It
all that
doesn't like build up the
Yeah,
bacteria
it's
around the
hot
hair
hair.
follicles and shit.
Yeah.
Yeet yeet.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who like didn't have a lot of hair anywhere else, but he had this huge fucking mat of hair like on his lower back. Like we're construction, so like during the summer, a lot of times he would just have his shirt off. And you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, are you shaving everywhere but that area? Because that looks fucking
It's
weird.
like the only place they can't reach.
He's like, I can't shave that area. Sucks.
Like that's the one where like, okay, if you're trying to shave yourself and there's one area you can't reach, you gotta find somebody to ask for help, because or not take your shirt off, because you can't just be like letting that one patch fly all the time. That's a weird choice.
Yeah, yeah. No, I assume it was just naturally like that somehow, but it was so fucking weird looking. All right.
Oh wait, what was the?
Diatomaceous earth.
I'm looking. I wanted. I remember. Overwatch 2. It will take 5 years to unlock all of the stuff
Yeah.
for like
Yep.
one of the new characters.
Jesus, dude.
If you unless you're spending real money.
Yeah. Yeah. They have
But
loot boxes and shit, right?
yeah, but none of it
Yeah.
affects. Oh, and I think you have to buy, because they don't sell the coins. They do the mismatch of the price and the coin amounts that you can buy.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So like, oh, if you spend $20, you get 2,200 Overwatch coins, and everything costs 2,000. So you got to spend 199, 90 or something like that in order to get balanced out, so that you don't have any coins left
Yeah.
over that you paid for.
Yeah, that's always fucking weird, dude. I guess it's not really weird.
Yeah.
Fucking them hiring
Well-
psychologists to fucking, maximize how much people are gonna fucking spend.
Yeah, well, that's a classic. No, there's a lot of games that do that shit.
Yeah.
And then, well, I mean, it could be worse. It's like Conan Exiles, the one where I paid for all the future DLC, and then like they released one more DLC pack, and then immediately went to a battle pass, and now everything is locked behind a paywall, and I don't get anything.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really fucked up, dude.
yeah, it's like I did get all this stuff up until the battle pass started, so I have all that still. I'm never gonna play the game again. I'm uninstalled. I'm done with that game. It's too broken. But
Yeah.
the fact that like now there's all this new shit that I have to pay extra money to get is like, hold on a fucking second. What was this? I'm paying all this money for all the future content. Shit, like what is
somehow
that?
that's exempt. Like, sorry, we need more money from you, so
This
is
just
exempt
doesn't
from the
count.
deal we made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of scummy too, and I was like, "Oh, peace out on that one." And apparently, me and a lot of people, because their player base is down really, really low. Like there was a brief boost of players because it was free to play for like 2 weeks on a bunch of different sites.
Oh, gotcha.
So like you still have to buy the game, but there was like a 2 week basically like preview of everybody getting to just try it out, and it was so fucking broken.
Inflated the number.
Well, and it was so fucking broken that they didn't get any new players from that, and like some other players left. So they're even lower than they are where they were before. So they didn't really get anything from it. The problem is Wales. All of these marketing things, they're not for 99.99% of the fucking players. They're marketing it to the people that are going to spend $5,000 a month, no problem, on like video game shit.
Yeah.
And so that's the real issue.
Yeah. No, I actually stopped playing the online game that I've been playing for the last year and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Because again, they don't really give a shit about me. Because even though I've spent like way more money than I should have, obviously, which anything above zero is more than I should have spent.
Yeah.
But anyway, I spent a decent
I don't
amount.
generally buy any cosmetics or any of that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, like if the whales complain about something to the fucking, customer service or whatever, they're gonna get whatever the fuck they want. But my complaint, they're just gonna stonewall me and fucking not give it to me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
basically what happened was there was like this event where basically it's like a week long thing, and you spend like an extra $5 and you get double the rewards each day for the 7 days or whatever. On the first day, there was some weird payment issue between either Google or Top War, between Google or the game or both, where I could not make a purchase for the entire first day until the second day, right?
Oh, and you
So I
missed out on a
basically
bunch of
asked them, I'm
shit.
like, look, yeah, I missed out on the double rewards for the first day through, again, no fault of my own. It was Google and or Top War's fault. So I'm like, hey, I had the money in my account and I wanted to make the purchase. I tried to several times during the 24-hour purchase, time the first day, and I obviously bought it the second day as soon as I was able to. Can you give me the double rewards for the first day? And they would not do it. They fucking refused to do that, and it's such a small fucking thing. Like it's not like the rewards are decent, but it's not
Well, and it's
much
not
for
like
them to
you're
fucking give
taking a
up.
bunch of shit out of their warehouse. This is all digital
Yeah,
shit, so there's
yeah,
there's no like limit to how much they have to sell. So it doesn't
yeah,
cost them
yeah,
anything to make good on one small thing like that.
yeah,
They don't
yeah.
lose money on that deal at all. Like there's no loss.
Yeah, yeah, because it's obviously not a physical product they're selling anyway.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like. I don't know. Everybody I brought it up to, I was like, I mean, do you think this is an unreasonable request? Like, it seems like something should be a no-brainer. Just fucking give it to me. It would have been mine if it weren't for you and or Google's fuck up. And yeah, again, that's not the like. If that was the only thing that ever happened, but it was like five different times, like the fifth or sixth time something like that happened, where they just don't fucking help you. So I'm like, you know what, fuck you
Yeah.
guys. I'm not playing this fucking shit anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, vote with your wallet. It's the only thing you can do is just not give them any more money. It may not
Yeah, and
matter,
again, they
but
don't fucking care. I'm not one of the guys spending thousands of dollars a
but
fucking
I,
month on the
the
game.
more of you that stack up, eventually it does add up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you
Because
if you
again, you get
keep
a good
going
chunk of
through
their
it, then
money from
yeah,
whales, but a vast majority of the people playing are not whales who are still spending a decent amount of money. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking weird.
Well, and also, if they don't keep the rest of you guys around, who are the whales going to have to show off and
Yeah, who are they going to
bully?
dominate
Yeah, who
with
are they
their
going to
pay to win
dominate and show
bullshit?
off to? Like, look, I
Yeah,
have money and you don't. Woo. Okay, well,
yeah.
congratulations. You're not a better player. You just paid a bunch of money to win.
Yeah, you spent more money. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly tactics involved, but the bottom line of why you're winning is because you spent the most money.
Yeah, and congratulations. You spent the most money. You get to be the king of a digital bullshit. Right on, dude.
Yeah, dude, my favorite thing to do with those people is to ask them, it's like, so what's the best part about, being that high up with all the money you spent? Is it being able to brag to your friends in real life, your friends and family in real life? I'm like, no, it isn't, right? Because they don't give a fuck. So there's like 2 dozen people that you're impressed with how much money you spent.
Yeah.
Or with how good you are at the fucking game. 99.999% of the fucking planet doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was like I
I
thought
get really angry, dude. That makes me
uh,
so fucking pissed, dude.
I
It's
thought
fucking
Sea of
hilarious, though.
Thieves did their system right, where it was entirely a skill based system, and you just paid for uh,
Cosmetic shit.
cosmetics, but they were reasonably priced, and they just
Yeah,
and they made ways you could win most, if not all, of the cosmetics. So there was nothing you absolutely had to
yeah,
buy. To be fair, though, you
you
did
could.
have to buy the game,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it wasn't free to play. But
right.
I just the fact that it was entirely skill based, and there was like some cheaters because it's an online game, but pretty few and
Yeah,
far between. Like I played for a good year and a half, and I ran into maybe like three or four in total. And it was
yeah.
really obvious, and it's really easy to deal with cheaters in that game. You literally just leave that server and go play somewhere else. Like it's doesn't even matter. You're just no penalty.
Yeah, so there's so few of them that the likelihood of there
Yeah.
being a cheater on another
Well, and the
server
way it works
is pretty
is
low.
you just join random crews if you want, or crews that you work with. So there's no penalty for leaving a server in the middle of anything.
Yeah,
You
nice.
don't get penalized for leaving a crew early. No penalties at all. So anytime you were in a server where people were cheating or some other shit was going on that just made it really not fun for you, just leave and play on a new server. No problem. No big deal. Not even anything to be concerned over.
Nice.
And I think that's probably why there weren't a lot of hackers. Obviously, the game was just not that popular because they released it before they
Right,
had a
right.
lot of the content. And then I
Mm,
think that the sad thing was they went from having not enough content to like within a year or two having way too fucking much.
way too much. Right.
And initially part of the selling point of the game was you can play solo or you can play with up to 3 other players on your team, so 4 people as a team or just one, and do everything in the
Right, right.
game. And then they kept cranking the difficulty level on a whole lot of shit until like you couldn't play solo and conceivably do anything anymore.
Wow.
It
Huh.
was just so brutal.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fucking adult dating site stuff on my fucking stream. What?
What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or is it the bots like they do in comments now? All those fucking the sex site bots. They're just like, hey, you won something. Come over here. Click on this.
It's like new adult dating sites.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No, they do it a lot. They'll spoof it to try to make it look like it's the content creator, like the actual person's page that's doing it, minus the check mark or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, hey, congratulations, you're the blah 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 fucking commenter. You won this. Or it'll be yeah like that, where it'll literally be like, yeah, hot girls, click on this.
All right, I timed them out for
It's
like
fucking
5,000
funny.
seconds. That should do it.
Uh,
There used to be a way
yeah.
to block them from your chat, but for some reason I don't have that option. Oh, I can hide user
Fucking
on the
weird.
channel. Okay, then they just.
Yeah, it doesn't let you report them.
No, I reported them, but like there used to be
Okay,
put in
gotcha.
timeout or ban altogether, so they just weren't allowed to ever put on any comments on your site again or your channel anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know why that's not there anymore. I am the one who owns this channel. Why would
Yeah,
that
that
not
is
be an
weird,
option
dude.
available for me to just say like this guy's not allowed to put comments on my stream or anything anymore?
Yeah, yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, VRChat had a similar thing that I didn't understand, where they have a system where they had a system where anyone could just suggest kicking a player from a room if there was a problem, like somebody was like doing stuff that was fucking other people over or just like really rude and unpleasant and just completely beyond the pale. And you could just kick them
Yeah,
out of the room altogether, so you didn't have to deal with them. Like people didn't have to, people were going to block them anyway. But if you can only have
yeah,
12 people in a room, kicking that guy out is kind of nice because you don't want to have 11 people and one asshole. Even if nobody can see or interact
yeah.
with him, you still have only 11 people. It'd be nice to get that 12th guy in there. And
Right, right.
they suddenly just took that away from most people, and I don't know why. Because, like, it was kind of hard to abuse because it was a voting system where everybody in the room got to vote, except the guy that was up for review.
Yeah, yeah,
So, if you were trying to fuck around and get people banned for no reason, that's almost never going to work because 99% of the time people just say no, unless it's
yeah,
a guy who's
yeah.
being a douchebag. If you got a 12-year-old running all over the place shouting the N-word at the top of his lungs, yeah, he's going to get thrown out real quick. But if it's just somebody who's mad because they didn't like what somebody said, they're not going to get kicked out. Nobody cares. People just tell them like,
Yeah, yeah.
literally, you'll just
All the other people
I've
are gonna
seen
have to
people do
agree.
it where they put a person up for vote, and like people will just turn around and tell them like, dude, use your block button, pussy.
Right.
Like, you don't like this guy, fucking block or mute him or whatever, or leave the room and find something else to do, but just stop being a fucking wuss. It was
Right.
kind of nice
Yeah, you
because
just can't fucking. Yeah, you're just mad because you can't refute whatever they said or whatever.
well, and you'd see people get into like political shit, and people would just all be like, "Shut the fuck up! You're both assholes," and like, because people are like, "We're
Yeah,
playing a
yeah,
video
nobody
game
gives a
to go
shit.
out have fun and get away from real life. Don't bring your shit here." So that's kind of nice. Oh god, what was it? One night this guy was going around on a fucking anti. What is that part where you cut the tip of the dick off?
Oh, circumcision, yeah.
Anti-circumcision thing, like you're not supposed to circumcise men, and like
Right.
he's going everywhere just fucking ranting and ranting and ranting, and you're like, this fucking sir, this is a Chili's, like what do you? Is
Right,
not what we
right.
need to talk about
Yeah.
that. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I agree. I think circumcision is awful and it shouldn't be done to men or women. I don't think it's something that should ever be an option. And
Yeah, yeah.
and you're making me want to disagree with you. Like you're
Yeah,
making less
yeah.
people agree with what you
Being
think.
so obnoxious
Yeah,
about
more
it that
people
I'm
are going
going to
to
change my
support
opinion.
circumcision now than not be okay with it, just because of you.
Yeah, like if you think it's right and you're such a fucking asshole, I'm going to reconsider my opinion, even though I agreed with you before this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was pretty brutal. And
That's weird to be that obsessed with it, dude. That's fucking
didn't
insane
didn't
to
even
me.
phase him either. I ended up having to block him.
Yeah,
I'm just like, nah, dude. Because generally,
yeah.
I
Shut
don't
the fuck up
particularly care
about
for
it.
blocking people. You
Yeah,
got
no,
to be
I
like
hear you, dude.
intentionally a prick, or I'm just not gonna, whatever. Like if you're saying shit I don't like, I don't really care. I'm not gonna waste my time on it.
Yeah, but if you keep spamming it and won't shut the fuck up about it, even after you've been warned, like, hey,
And I
enough,
agreed
dude, you
with
get
him.
it.
Like I'm 100% in his
Yeah,
camp of circumcision is wrong. Like you shouldn't mutilate people's genitals.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Although, again, I think for males, like I'm circumcised. Obviously, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I don't think it's a huge thing like it is for women. But it's
It's
still like,
nowhere
yeah, I
near the
wouldn't, you
same
know,
level of consequence for men as it is for women. That's
yeah,
absolutely true.
yeah.
Men will lose some
So,
sensitivity,
yeah,
but the odds of them not being able to orgasm are almost zero. Women will lose the
yeah,
ability to
yeah.
orgasm.
Yeah, so obviously it's a huge difference. But yeah, I'm still,
Yeah.
my son. Well, actually, I was planning on, like, I obviously didn't put any thought into it other than, well, I was circumcised, so I'm gonna have my son circumcised.
Yeah.
But his mom was like, no, that's like considered cosmetic now. Like, you'd have to actually pay for it for one thing. And again, it's completely unnecessary. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I looked into it and I'm like, oh, yeah, she's right. I was gonna do that without even fucking thinking about it, dude.
Well, and it's a pretty brutal thing. Like, you do lose some sensitivity as a
Yeah.
man, so it's not, like, completely without consequence.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a fan. I'm just not at all a fan of
Right,
that.
right.
Like, it should not.
Yeah. Mine's still really sensitive anyway, so Jesus, dude, I can't imagine what it would be like if I wasn't circumcised.
Pretty fucking awesome.
And, well, yeah, I'd be able to come in fucking like 2 strokes, probably, dude.
You're like the half a minute man.
Yeah. So for me, honestly, it's probably an overall benefit, I'm guessing. Other
I
than not
mean,
having the extra in or whatever.
it's unfortunate because it would be nice if there was a way for the person who's going to be circumcised to make that decision fully knowledgeable at an early age, but there really isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm of the
You're not
opinion
gonna
you should
be able
not
to
allow the
deposit it to a
procedure
fucking
unless it's an
baby.
adult. So
Yeah.
if somebody wants to
Yeah.
get circumcised, as soon as they turn 18, it's up to them. But
Yeah, I agree with that, absolutely.
zero circumstances should you ever allow it to happen to a child. I don't give a fuck about religion, any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because you're mutilating somebody's body without their permission.
Yeah.
Is what it comes
Yeah,
down
no,
to
it
for
was,
me. I just think bodily autonomy should be a right.
yeah, absolutely. No, it should definitely be, again, You should not be able to do it to a kid, dude. Just like trans shit or fucking whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
none
that's
of
why you
that shit
shouldn't be
should
able
be
to abort
allowed
a
until
baby.
you're a
Like
fucking
that's a
adult.
baby. That's their body. You're destroying it without their permission.
Hmm.
And I don't think they'd give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably would choose to live for the most part, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was fucking oh, damn it. What was that thing? Oh, it was yeah, Christopher Hitchens was a big one on that. It was one of his major points for about how religion can make good people say and do horrible things because they were talking about the circumcision and there was a rabbi guy and the rabbi guy was like, "No, my uh my grandson, he cried more at his fucking first haircut than he did." It was his point. He's like, "Yeah, see, you can fucking religion can make fucking normally good people say horrible fucking things."
That is a fair point.
Yeah. Obviously, that was on the lower side of the spectrum as far as comparing to it with like genocide or something, but still a valid point.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, we're not talking worse than Nazis.
Right.
God, what is it?
Yeah.
The crazier a
Circumcision is
chick is, the
wrong.
hotter she is. Is that just a function of being hot that makes them crazy?
Well, I think they can get away with it, so they push it further and further. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because they're like, oh wow, I did this kind of crazy thing, and nobody fucking called me out on it at all. So it starts ramping up until they got that crazy versus hot threshold where yeah, you're not hot enough to get away with that, and they're like, okay, I know where the line is. I know how fucking crazy I can be.
Yeah, my zero fucking tolerance policies definitely shocking to some of those bitches. like,
Yeah,
like
well,
I
yeah. I
know,
mean, you
I
and I are old
know
enough to
that,
fucking,
yeah, they're not gonna bang me, so I don't give a shit, and I'm not tolerating the nonsense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And even if they were, fuck that. It's not worth it. You get to a certain age, you kind of realize, like, yeah, it's really not worth putting up with the bullshit just because this bitch is hot.
God, yes. Like, and it's so fun watching the air get taken out of their fucking sails when you're just not putting up with the nonsense.
Yeah, yeah, and it is kind of funny because they'll fucking turn around on that and be like, I had no interest in this guy before, but now I need to get him to fuck me because
Yeah.
he says he wouldn't. That's fucking weird shit.
There
Yeah,
was
it is
a
really
guy
weird.
or a girl in a pool hall, and I kept trying to get her attention because she's standing in front of the fucking bathroom, and I eventually had to tap her on the shoulder, and she turns around and like goes off on this tirade about how she's not interested in me, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Are you in line for the bathroom? Is there someone in there? If you're not, I'd kind of like to go take a shit, and
Right?
because
That's
I
fucking awesome, dude.
dude, I think I was like 32 or 33, and she looked to be like, I don't know, maybe 21, 22. Maybe not even quite
Yeah,
old enough to drink because you could get in there if you were just 18. And
yeah,
I'm not at
yeah.
all interested. I just wasn't. I had no fucking interest whatsoever.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I wouldn't want to
And
fuck you either. Can you
and
please
it
get out of
looked
the way of
like
the fucking bathroom?
it looked like a couple of girls out with a couple of guys. So I'm just like, I just assume they're like, boyfriends and girlfriends or whatever,
Yeah,
or in that zone. Maybe not yet. Or they're on their way or something. So I'm not gonna go hit on a bunch of girls that are hanging out with dudes. That's kind of uncool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
just as a general rule, because you might be starting to fight with somebody and not realize it. Because some guys are dumb and they don't know how
right.
to be like, "Hey, yo, buddy, it's my girlfriend."
Yeah, she's with
Instead of
me
like,
kind of thing. Yeah,
instead of just being like, "Hey, that's my girlfriend," do you mind? Uh,
yeah.
they start getting like the beating on their chest. Oh, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. And you're
Hmm.
like,
She's with me. She's my girl.
and it's
Yeah,
like that's all fun and games, but one of these days you're gonna do that to the wrong guy, and he's just gonna rip you in half.
yeah,
Like
yeah. No, it's
not
like that
a
Dave Chappelle skit where they're like basically talking about the keeping it real when keeping it real goes wrong. And
yeah.
like some chick was fucking, some dude was hitting on the chick, and then they're like, what he didn't know was that guy literally was a trained martial artist expert, and he picked fights in bars so he could try out his martial arts on him.
Oh
And
yeah.
just gets his fucking ass kicked, dude.
I heard a
Yeah,
joke like that a
any
long
guy
time
who's
ago.
willing to push you past that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I heard a joke a long time ago about a guy that was telling the joke where it was his buddy who used to dress like in a weird, like, in a little sailor suit because he
Right.
did martial arts and he liked people going up and starting shit so he could use his martial arts without feeling bad about it.
Yeah, yeah. Like he wanted to get insulted so he could fuck him up.
Well, not only insulted, he wanted to get the people who were going to walk up and start physically fucking with him.
Oh, gotcha.
He'd go
Okay.
down alleys and shit dressed like a little sailor boy so that people would go up and like start trying to like physically push him around so there was no question.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like, oh, that's fucking dirty. Yeah, like,
yeah. But again, not the best people that he's going to be fucking up, so you don't feel too bad about it.
yeah. If you see somebody in a sailor suit in an alley and your first thing is like, well, I better beat the shit out of him, then I'm zero sympathy if you get your ass kicked.
Yeah. But it is kind of entrapment.
It is just kind of a shitty thing to do, though, nonetheless. Like, he's not a better person than them. I just don't feel bad because none of the people involved are good, so whoever gets beat up, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where just everybody is wrong in that situation, just at different degrees.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that chick in the pool hall was her friends just started fucking howling. They started howling. It wasn't just laughter. It was like,
It was fucking,
Like-
I can imagine, dude. Well, yeah, they've probably been dealing with her bullshit for fucking forever.
yeah.
Her fucking vanity and shit.
And she literally had spent like 10 minutes standing in front of the door because I waited for a couple minutes where I was like, now I gotta walk all the way over there and ask her to move. I was kind of hoping she was just gonna, like, normally over the course of the evening move.
Yeah,
but it was
you
pretty
would
funny.
realize you're blocking an entrance to a fucking bathroom.
Yeah, you're standing in front of the only fucking door to both restrooms in the fucking place. No one can get in the men's or women's room because you're a fucking idiot and you're standing right in front of the door. Although, to be fair, I don't know why they put the pool table so close that she could stand right next to the pool table in front of the bathroom door. It was poorly placed on that part. But yeah, she didn't need to stand in front of it nonetheless. There was other places to go stand or sit down,
Yeah, it's fine if you're having to take your shot and you're standing there, but to stand there for 10 fucking minutes or whatever, yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was very satisfying. One of the more satisfying points of my life.
Although you could film that as a, like a Darman type video. And it would at
like
least
a
be
sketch?
realistic. Yeah, well, you're not familiar with Darman?
No.
Darman is one of the originators, I guess, of the videos of this person divorced his wife or broke up with his girlfriend and lived to regret it or whatever, or watch what happens next, like that kind of shit.
Yeah. Okay, I dig.
Yeah, but they're so, I don't know if you've ever actually watched them, but they're so ridiculous and so over the top and so just not realistic. Like it would never fucking, like the situations are so like utterly impossible. It's like ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like that one's actually realistic, so it probably wouldn't make the cut. They're like, no, this isn't absurd enough. This isn't really absurd and fucking ridiculous.
Tap her on the shoulder, she turns around. I've been raped. Start screaming rape. So you
have
just
this
rape
man
her.
arrested. He tapped me on the shoulder. Have him arrested for fucking rape.
No,
Even
she
though
starts
he just
screaming
really
rape,
didn't
so
move
you
out
just
of the
rape
way.
her in order to like make it worth her. Like,
Yeah.
well, if I'm gonna get blamed
Yeah, I don't
for
wanna-
it,
Yeah, I don't want to make anyone a liar here, so here we go.
I mean, I thought that's what you wanted. You were so enthusiastic about yelling it. I assumed it's what you were hoping for.
Yeah, you were really very enthusiastic about it. Very insistent.
And then I've had other times where women are very, very pointedly. The few times I've hung out in bars where women are very pointedly pointing out that they're going to go get a drink, making it real like obvious they're going to go get a drink and feel the need to tell everybody.
Right.
I love being like the pretending to be clueless. Like they obviously are just trying to get a free drink out of whatever guy is willing to buy it. But I'm not.
Right,
I'm not
right.
playing that game because I know better. You're not going home with me. You're way out of my fucking league. You're
Right,
just hoping
right.
I'm willing to spend $10 for a fucking like 1 second
Yeah,
conversation where you're like, oh, thanks for the drink. Oh, my friends are over there. I gotta go. Bye.
yeah. Yeah, fuck that shit.
It's really fun
I
because
don't
they'll
think,
go really far and make themselves look really dumb.
dude, I don't think I've ever bought a woman a drink.
No,
Yeah, I'm sure I haven't.
it's dumb.
Yeah, it really is, dude. It's really
It's
fucking stupid.
smart if it's your girlfriend or your wife. Sure, buy her a drink.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I've obviously
Or
done that.
it's a good friend. Like you're hanging out with a group of friends, and one of your friends happens to be a woman.
Yeah,
Like every once in a while, somebody buys a round for everybody. That's
yeah, if
pretty
it's,
casual, normal
if-
shit. But yeah.
yeah,
As far as like just buying a woman a drink at a bar, that's not really the way to meet people.
yeah.
Because everybody
No,
will do it.
yeah,
It's not impressive.
yeah.
Everybody's going to do it.
Yeah, any woman I bought a drink for was somebody that I had already slept with and figured I was going to, there was a good chance I was going to sleep with again at some point.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, it's like paying compliments to women. Like everybody tells her
Right.
she's pretty. It has no meaning.
Yeah.
So if you tell her she's pretty, you're wasting your time because she's gonna. Oh, okay. Well, another guy that says I'm pretty, whatever. Like they don't care. You're not making an
Yeah.
impression.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I cannot tell you how many times I would have girls end up like hitting on me specifically because I wasn't hitting on them.
Yeah, that kind of shit happens.
Or like, yeah, because again, they're getting hit on all the fucking time. And they're like, what's wrong with this guy? I need every single man to be attracted to me. Otherwise, my self-esteem is shattered. So I've got to sleep with this guy or I'm ruined because he doesn't seem interested in fucking you.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, dude. But it happened all the time. They're like, oh, wow, you're really interesting. And I'm like, really? What's interesting? The fact that I'm not hitting on you? Like, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, maybe that's
I'm
how
like,
some of
yeah,
the
no.
older guys who aren't like super wealthy score the younger chicks because they're
Yeah.
just not interested.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not
Yeah,
interested, and
or
she
they do
just
the
won't
negging.
fucking stop going after him. Like,
Yeah. Or negging them seems to be effective.
does negging seem to work? I always thought that was nonsense. I've never tried that. It just seemed like bullshit to me.
Yeah. No,
I,
I
I,
think
I
it
always
would
like the
work
whole
on a
like,
certain...
hey, my name's Will. What's up?
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah,
introduce
no, I
yourself.
think it does, dude. I don't, because again,
Well,
women are incredibly insecure about their looks, dude. Like,
I
no
think it
matter
depends on
hot
how
they
you
are.
do it. I think it depends on how you do it because there's
Yeah.
those PAs, pickup artists.
Yeah.
They tend to do it in a way that comes off as kind of not really real and kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it
Yeah,
in
I
like a
think you have to
light,
be kind of
teasing,
subtle
fun
about it.
way where it doesn't seem like you're
Yeah.
running a game on somebody, like it's just
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like normal banter like that. I could see that working.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I assume it would have to be something where you're being somewhat subtle about it, and it's not obvious that
Yeah.
you're just deliberately insulting a bitch. But, fuck with her and try to,
Yeah, if you weren't so fucking
put
ugly,
her below you or something.
dude, I don't think
Yeah.
you understand how negging
Yeah.
works.
If you didn't have those man hands, you'd be pretty hot. Like, fucking some, like that. Well, that's too much. That's a little too much.
If you didn't have those man hands,
I
you'd
was
be
trying to
pretty
think
hot.
of something. Like, wow, you have really broad shoulders for a woman. That's bad, dude. All right, I can't think of a good example of what I'm talking about, but fuck, I'm sure there's something.
Man, your nose is
That I'm
kind of
not
crooked,
thinking-
ain't it? Oh, your nose makes you look like one of them Halloween witches. Kind of, a big ass nose you got there, woman.
What? Yeah, your tits are all right, I guess, but goddamn, that nose. Ugh.
Well, your ears really stick out.
You'd be like a 10, dude, if you had a better looking face.
You'd be a 10 if you didn't have the ears of two 10s.
Oh,
That's so
fuck.
fucking scummy sounding.
We're
There's,
fucking assholes, dude. I know we're not actually saying it to any woman, but goddamn, that's just fucking rough shit.
oh, I mean, it's those sort of things come out in conversation normally. Like I just like to give people shit just in
Yeah.
general. So it's not like I would ever be that blatant about it. But yeah, no, I it's just the pickup artists do
Yeah.
that shit, and you're just like, yeah, because she's a
Yeah.
paid actress. Of course, she went home with you. You know,
Yeah, it turns out it's really effective if you're paying the woman to pretend to respond to it.
yeah. Oh my god! All right, well
Yeah,
it's
it was
6:45. We should probably call it.
Oh fuck, it is.
Yeah, my food is
Yeah,
like
we
8
probably
minutes
should.
away too, so I was like, I got time to go take a
Yeah.
piss and get my shit ready
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
sushi.
Yeah, I got to take my son to pick up his check too. So.
Oh
If
yeah,
anyone's
don't want
stuck
to wait too long.
around,